All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. We didn't wake up with that many headlines. You got a little bit coming this week in terms of Jerome Powell, Jackson Hole, a couple of the earnings, and then we are actually going to hear more from Zelensky today and European leaders. We ended the week with Donald Trump and Putin. We were getting a little excited on that, and now here we are. So the market's still kind of holding up. We've been elevating near these highs, and again, everyone is still looking for that rate cut narrative. We saw a lot of back and forth with data last week. You get a little bit here this week, but realistically, Jerome Powell and Jackson Hole, that's going to be the driving event. So we'll see where it leads us with everything else. But Chadadonia, we've already gone over it. I've covered the plays on the Pledge of Allegiance video. You could go back and check that. Other than that, it should be pretty straightforward. I think we're going to be managing some of the other stuff we're holding, and then, again, some of those earnings. But I think it should be chill until we start to hear from all of the politicians. So if it's not policy driven, it's going to be data and related to rates and all of that. Remember the rate cut path. How many times we're going to cut? Do we cut by the end of the year? You know, if you haven't noticed, I keep bringing up the end of the year because not only are we close to it, but literally the rate cuts, you know, everyone has an expectations for what's going to happen. And if there's only like 2 or 3 more meetings left, I mean, yeah, there you go. There you go. So Chad, I hope you're ready. We got about 2 minutes. Call out any information. Please read the rules. Don't post any plays. You didn't have like a stock watch list besides Intel, so it'll be hard to get banned for the watch list today, but other than that, it should be a good time. I know I saw the Trump Putin thing with the B2. Remember, we were watching it live. I didn't know he flew a B2 over his head. I was getting excited though, bro. I was like, no way, Putin's about to do it, and then they cooled it down, and now we'll see what Zelensky says. So Zelensky's going to be there today. I still think some of those plays might have a little bit of juice, but they'll be driven by whatever else happens. So we will see. But Chadadonia, you got about 1 minute. Ooh, are you ready? It's Monday. Oh, man. We waited for this, Chad. We waited for this. It's Monday. Oh, yeah, again, NVO, Eli Lilly, those are the two. They're moving for different reasons. Again, NVO is on the liver drug, so it's actually completely unrelated to the weight loss stuff, which is why I think people got excited. So keep your eyes out for that. Shout out to the veterans, baby. Amen. Amen. I hope you guys had a good weekend, man. I hope you rested up. Last week was a lot of fun, so you're gonna need it for this week, and maybe even the end of August we might even get fireworks. So just at any moment though, the fireworks can arrive. That's why the end of the year is going to be so exciting. So let's see. Oh yeah, where's the yen? I gotta see. I have bonds, Bitcoin, again, oil starting off low for the week, which is great. And then yeah, we'll see where any currency. There's one more trade deal we do not know about, actually. I heard something. Oh, I think it's India or Brazil. We're going to hear about it. So we'll see. What happened to Twitch? Bro, what happened to you? That was like 6 months ago. Where have you been, man? Do you have a long term still? Get the long term, bro. Get the long term. Get the long term. Stay tuned in, bro. Stay tuned in. Good morning. All right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Fight. All right. What the hell? Okay, those aren't gonna fill. All right, I'm gonna put in a couple of orders. I'm seeing what's open. I have something too. Again, even like beginning of week and end of the week, you're going to get like certain opportunities. HBI's moving up. And then again, healthcare, CNC, and UNH, if you have any of those too. We had a couple of the rollovers, so I think those are going to be in play. Or if we keep watching the healthcare hype. And then watch staples, Meta started going down. You have the NASDAQ green by 0.02, SPY down by 0.05, and Dow down by 0.08. And then Russell's barely green, so you don't have any like wild movement so far today. Oh, those died. ALPD. IUL. I've heard of what was it I told you about? UiPath. I don't know if that was the same one that got bought out. No, it's not gonna fill. Kind of boring for a Monday, bro. It's 6:32. Just go back to bed. Just go back to bed. All right, I'm trying to get filled on these. I don't think it will work. Please hold while we connect your call. Tesla Meta got clapped. I'm trying to put in some orders here. These might be my only plays for the beginning of the week, and then that's it. That won't work. Yeah, remember Run and all of the, what's it called? All of the solar plays from last week. They did really good. And then SPY has it, again, we're still in this little range. Dow's the one going green right now. Shit is very slow today. I got one for you to watch. No one has tried Amish bacon. Good morning. This is Mondays and Fridays, y'all. I haven't said a word. I'm like shopping for a play. I'm like, they like, it's boring. Have you tried the bacon? I'm like, what the fuck is happening, dude? Oh, good morning, bro. I missed you. I missed you. Time to work, you guys. Time to fucking work. All right, I got one more. On my list, and then I'll be able to talk to you about your fucking bacon. Oh man, Reddit's on the high, 52 week. Again, I missed a couple of these. Like I said, I'm testing something out. And I'm even posting some plays too. Stream alerts. I might not take them all, but I'm gonna post plays and what I'm looking at, and then once the plays become optimal, I will be posting them as well. Pepsi's still going down. Again, you could make 100% on the old ones if you had them. Oh, these are terrible. Yeah, Reddit's going crazy. How much is the other one? Wasim, hello. Okay, so I actually wicked up and then coming down a little bit. Heartbreaking. I know Intel, bro. It sucks, but then I'm like, finally, that's more like Intel. Yeah, bro, it's already down 4%, but there hasn't been any headlines on it. So, but that is Intel-esque. We were kind of waiting for that one. I was surprised the first 2 days. Oh, and then Sunrun. Again, if you had any of the Sunruns from last week, those somewhat worked. It just all depends on what price you were in at. What the fuck is that? And then the Netties. Yeah, China plays are kind of moving all over. Not APLD. Who was the other one? Wolf. Wolf had the Google backstop, and then they got something else. But yeah, they're coming down. There's CRISPR. Who was the other one? Pepsi. Oh yeah, HD, Target, Wally World. The Intel stake is not confirmed, no, but we haven't heard anything. Just today, it finally like did a 4% move with like no headline. That's what I'm referencing. Just, you know, your boy Intel likes to do that. Where's the other one? Yeah, MMO. Open Door and then Zillow just got a pop. Yeah, I'm saying these real estate stocks. I don't know if it's just like Archite or not. Yeah, Open Door's the one really ripping. That one's up 15 and going crazy right now. But then again, some of the real estate and then like REITs, they're kind of just mixed bag. It is odd. And then financials are down. Let's see, Staples. And then DNA on the high. Again, I haven't really looked at biotechs or that. I don't know what's going on with Meta. It was actually up and then started dumping there. And then there's UNH. Video. Oh, there's one more I wanted. Which one was it? That's crazy. It gave me the wrong film. Reality Lab. They said they're splitting up this super intelligence thing. I don't know if that's it. BTAI. That was the one from the other day that got clapped. Again, Open Door. If that stays up in the next 30 minutes, you're going to hear all the pumpers talk about that one. Yeah, weed stocks too. Again, remember last week they had that follow through, but still staying below 5. The gap is at like $7. Canada Carney, something about jobs minister in negotiating with something with flight attendants. Procter Gamble on the high. So let's see. Yeah, is that what it's related to? Air Canada? All right, I'm trying to get one more. One more, and then I'm done. I'll be done for the day. I think these are shitty, though. Good morning. Good morning. All right, nothing's like optimal. So I have 3 plays that I'm looking at, but then nothing on a lot of the premiums are either they got crushed from Friday if it had hype, or any other stock that didn't move. They're just staying in that range. CX or GX Nation. I read it wrong. Good morning. All right, and then Netflix on the low and SPY too. I'm glad. I was a little quiet there. I had to make a couple of plays, but then like nothing moved. So the SPY's just right back to opening candle. I think we get a couple of out there, and then we will be good to go, my brethren. We will be good to go. Again, UNH even had a good day. The premiums just held, but then if it's too far out the money, they got a wide spread. So if that continues, you'll get lucky. But if not, who's the other one? We got the Wally World. I don't know, the Sun plays, again, Sun Run and all of that. Even a couple China plays have moved today, so that's kind of good. And then some of the Intel contracts, they just have a wide spread. They didn't necessarily go up nor down. They just widened it, which is, again, if it takes another bad day, then it'll get clobbered. Good morning. Yeah, Roblo, again, they had the investigation thing after a little bit of their drama last week. Again, where's NVO? Oh, yeah, where's Eli Lilly, too? I forgot. Eli Lilly. Southwest on the low. I saw another airline, and then a couple of the what's it called? Nuclear place. Yeah, it's not all the airlines, just Southwest and a few others. Good morning. Again, we're gonna get Zelensky and Trump. I don't know when, but that is the expectations for later today. Yeah, CoreWeave, I think we still have those premiums. Again, the lockup got pretty bad under the 100, but it really hasn't like flushed since then. Again, you kept getting the Canada Carney headlines. A couple things are moving. There's this SPY now. CoreWeave is on the low. MO 52-week high. Yeah, Southwest now. Big candle at the bottom. It was 1 p.m. for the meeting. Okay, nice. It's good to keep in mind. Yeah, XLP, again, you do got a lot of XLP earnings. Walmart, Target, and HD. Something about Egypt Central Bank, my guy. PPCB. Again, open keeps going. That's the one I'm expecting them to keep pumping, but that one kind of looks similar. 200% though. MP, Eli Lilly. Yeah, bro, that's why there's a big bond drop pre-market. There's like 5 companies that announced bond offerings this morning. So I think that kind of got in the way. President Trump, I'm totally convinced that if Russia raised their hands and said, we give up, we will give Ukraine and the great United States the most revered, respected, and powerful of all countries. Something on Trump, True Social, and the war. Again, I want to watch Boeing. I'm still, those premiums got clapped, but kind of holding up. But little by little, I'm pretty much tying any like war headline to Boeing or any trade headline. But yeah, they got the juice, but they're not having the move considering. And then MO, again, any sort of value, staples are literally just ripping up right now. Some more than others, but yeah, Pepsi even then, I thought that was going to lag, but it's not. So that's going up there. Again, solar, watch out for some of these if those keep going. Some are really, really running. Again, yeah, Trump True Social on the war stuff. Again, we're going to get Zelensky later today, so there's that opportunity. OpenAI, Sam Altman sees bubble forming. CNBC is reporting it. Again, that's the one we had in the... we read that one in the morning here today. Clavio. LSCC. All right, high ticker's starting to pick up a little bit. You got Palantir on the low. It's very, very small right now. The Russell, surprisingly, is the leader, but nothing's moving more than 0.1%. Yeah, Palantir flushing. MP is flushing as well. Yeah, MP keeps printing the low ticker. Starbucks on the high. Bro, I kept trying to get Starbucks this weekend. And then every time I would drive by one of these fucking Starbucks, the drive-thru would be wrapping around everywhere. It was so annoying. I just needed me a quick. I was doing some farm shit, Southwest running. That one actually kind of woke up there from the bottom. But bro, I was doing all of that, and every time I went to 3 different Starbuckses along the way, and they were all just packed. Crazy, bro. Yeah, TEM does look decent. Again, that one, it just sometimes just stops, but yeah, it can move a lot. And then they're at like I want to say 100-day breakout zone. Hertz on the high, Ruckus, a couple of others. Now even some gold-related plays. I saw Dust on the high. And then again, bonds are just chilling. Just switch to White Monster. UNH and Intel on the high. Broadcom on the low. So yeah, I haven't really looked at NVIDIA's or the other chip. NVIDIA's doing good. Where's Lisa? Oh, Lisa Sue just went red. No. All right, a couple things. IP on the high. There's Boeing flushing. So again, like I'm saying, the premiums are kind of slashed, but there's still that expectation. I think it's just the above 220 price, to be honest. Molina, MOH, oh, where's Centene? CNC. Yeah, Centene's going vertical a little bit. No news, but, I mean, this is like the knockoff UNH. Even UNH is going up, though, and Molina, so hold on. It could be all of the healthcares. You got a few others. Again, Molina is actually leading it right now. Cigna is not up too much, but it's going. Molina. Do they not have that? Oh, no fucking way. These expense, Habibi. Cannabis, weed, Palantir. Yeah, Palantir's going down. NVIDIA, Morgan Stanley, price target raise. I like the Molina, but that chain is shit. If I didn't already have so much of the other shit. SPY coming down, and then again, healthcare's ripping right now. Like I'm saying, UNH is going vertical as we are speaking, and then everything else is they're kind of getting a pop. So again, the bad healthcare are like barely break even, and then the good ones are doing like 3 to 4% right now. So take it as you please, my friends. Take it as you please. Microsoft would do it all over the place. I want to see if Boeing picks up. Other than that, watch big tech. Even any of the industrials, and then keep an eye on XLP. Again, they have earnings coming up, so that's going to kind of be the main event with all of that. Ukraine military says its oil pumping station in Russia suspending supplies via Druzhba pipeline. Yeah, Microsoft's still a little bit on the low. It's kind of flushing. And then Amazon too, and then more reds on Palantir. You got HIMS on the upside. Boeing still flushing. Let's see, Intel, are they still dying? Intel came back up to open, so got half of the loss back, but still pretty down there. Roblo flushing now too. Again, even Dow Chemicals going up. Somebody mentioned something on that too. So not bad. And then 7 minutes till top of the hour. Amazon's down 1. Where's Apple? Apple's barely green. I think Meta's red after the morning. Yeah, Meta's down 3%. Jeez. That's big, Habibi. That one is a big. And then again, I like the solar plays. Again, they ran a lot, but they're just still at the bottom. I guess the TAN ETF's doing a lot better. You got to really pick them apart. Roblo. Again, watch value, KHCs, and all that. Again, the CNCs did good. I don't know if that's still going. I'm going to have to keep a healthcare up here. Again, healthcare is where all the value's at. UNH just did that. And then, like I'm saying, there's a wide variety of healthcare. Like the Molinas and CNCs are just very different than the UNHs. Similar as well, too. So, like I'm saying, if you notice rotation, outperformance in that area, you will find different opportunities, which I think are good. I don't say that as a bad thing. Yeah, Equal-Weight, I didn't even notice. Equal-Weight's killing it. Russell was up by a quarter, and then Equal-Weight's the next one in line. Other than that, though, super small. Super duper small. The last couple of Mondays, we got a little bit more. We slowed down on Friday, but yeah, it's fascinating. Coinbase? Yeah, Robinhood's down too. Are you talking about like services or the stock? Oh, you mean the stock might break down. TTD on the high. I have the hiccups. Yeah, TTD and CNC's on the hot. TTD's up 3. Enphase coming down. Microsoftian. Yeah, Big 7 looks like you got the ones that are pulling apart. You don't really have anything really majorly green, and then the rest are just staying pinned. So even then, remember Friday, you had 400 names moving. It wasn't really Mag 7. So we either get the leadership or the broadening out. BNB on the high. And then AT&T, I haven't looked at any communications or anything of that nature. Boeing still a flushing. OST. Oh, AXP too. Remember financials last week? I haven't really looked. Yeah, XLF is going red. SPY near the low. Bonds have gone back to red and are going to go lower. Again, the yen is down already 0.5%, so our bonds are doing a little bit better, believe it or not. Citron tweet on OpenAI. Okay, SPY near the low, Lulu on the high. Remember, Burry bought a bunch of Lulu last week, and then Abercrombie. Yo, what's up? Hold on. You got Abercrombie and Lulu both popping right now. I don't know what's going on with clothing retailers. It's not too big yet. But actually, Abercrombie's up a decent amount, bro. So again, Abercrombie and Lulu. I doubt it. President Trump, why they're fake news, radical left, something. Petersburg. So yeah, Donald Trump is making a true thing. He's talking about Russia as well. Like I'm saying, Abercrombie just had a 2%, a little less, so it hasn't hit the trigger. But then it was moving with Lululemon in tandem. Oh no, why did I put NVO? I want to see Nike. I keep hiccuping, bro. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Could be a dud. Just some morning movements. Again, it's still early. We might get some laggers and leaders. Bitcoin dumping. I mean, so is the SPY. You got Staples at the high as well. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Apple started to move. JP Morgan with a flush. So again, financials are already leading the way down. It might not be that bad. Remember, 2-3%. You know your signals. Yeah, JPM's down a half. Okay, Apple's even getting a candle here too as we hit the low. Boeing's still dropping. Low ticker has a lot more activity. And then Intel's back to 24. They're doing their thing. Is that gold? Gold's getting clobbered too. Gold just went red and silver is about to go red. And then Boeing, Ethereum dropping. Staples are still doing good. I don't know who it is though. Is it Walmart? It's not even just Walmart. It could be Target. What's happening? I'm hiccuping and the market is getting its footing here for Monday. MB, Master Beef, unhalted. But yeah, we don't have really anything on the schedule today except for the Zelensky stuff. So after even last week, I think a lot of the laggers and leaders are starting to pick apart and pull apart. Okay, there's the SPY. Is Molina still going up? And then there's Tesla, TJT, TGX, Ross all have earnings. Oh, that could be why ANF was moving. Again, that one was a weird one. Yeah, they're already tweaking out the contracts. They won't give you anything cheap. Oh, Bud, and then whoa, why is UNH on the low? So they just flipped. Again, you just had Abercrombie. You have Abercrombie move, and then now we got Bud. I think you're gonna start getting the Sydney Sweeney mother effers, bro. Yeah, Bud and Sydney Sweeney. I think we have it, brothers. Yeah, my shit's already lagging heavy on. Did they halt it? Oh yeah, this thing's tweaking, bro. I don't know if it's halted. I don't think it's halted, but Bud and Sydney Sweeney, I'm pretty sure. It's already only 2%. It's not moving like, it's not 3% yet, so you don't have like crazy volatility. Like I said, Abercrombie started moving. That's funny as fuck. Remember, Bud's not like a actively traded option. That's the thing about it. It's a very interesting one. So we'll see. And then where's the ANFs? Yeah, those are all moving around too. But yeah, it's not hard. It hasn't even hit 3%. It just came right back down. And then you got some other data. Home building index 32 versus 34. Ceasefire odds drop. GE on the low. The obsession has been just the, what's it called? Ever since that one ad that they made purposefully rage bait. And then it just brought a lot of attention. And now it's kind of being used as a nice marketing ploy. Yeah, Bud just is not a big moving option one. That's what I was saying. Right away, that chain it's not your friend. Not until it starts moving again. UNH just started flipping. Where's the other one? All right. Again, keep an eye on staples. And then Bud's already flipped back. You had the other Lulu ANF pop as well. I don't know if those are holding up. Yeah, ANF is actually still going though. So Abercrombie one is going. The Buds are getting just destroyed. That chain is terrible. So as I'm saying, there's 50 on the open interest. Nobody buys these things. Interesting. I like Eli Lilly. Yeah, that one's going up. If you have those, they're still like 600% if you have any of the ones from last week. I think. Yeah. Yeah, 531. Again, Lulu's going up. You still got more of the clothing ones. Who's the other one? NVO, and there's one more. Oh, Centene. Yeah, see if those come up. Again, UNH flipped. That one was weird. UNH was literally up 3, and then Apple was your Mag 7 that led the way. And there's Fubo. Yeah, that A&F keeps going, and Lululemon as well, too. Yeah, Lulu's taking a candle at the high. I think Intel came back. You're going to need another hype there on your girl, Sydney Sweeney, for that shit to move. Zelensky, after meeting Kellogg, Ukraine ready to work productively for peace. That's coming in now. Nothing else. I don't think any of the peace-related stocks or oil have moved, so that might be your easier signal. And then VKTX on the high. I haven't seen a GLP-1 weight loss one move in a while. Yeah, VKTX is ripping. And Eli Lilly, Oscar Health now. That's another one of those. I think it's bullish somewhat, but most people play it down because, you know, we even had Putin and we got a little hyped on Friday, but like nothing happens. So it's good to hear those words, but if they don't really follow through with peace, it doesn't really mean much. EW and then Macy's on the high. Pfizer's right back a little bit above open now, so anything is pretty much continuing its direction. That Intel on the high? Well, look at you, Intel. Yeah, Intel's moved 3% from the fucking bottom. It's kind of crazy if you really think about it. That's very Intel-esque. Excuse me. PRO on the high. Oscar again, that's another one. And then Symbiotic. Okay, well, Intel now, that's starting to hit momentum. I don't know. Bud, I think it'll move once you get like a fucking ad. Other than that, that one was going to be a dud. I'm surprised Abercrombie moved more. And Boeing is just flushing, so now those are all going to be gone. Yeah, then A&F still moving. Check Nike as well, too. I think all of the... Oh, you had Tapestry on Friday, right? Didn't we get one of those? And then Palantir still flushing, Boeing, and then Procter & Gamble. That's help leading you with the staples. Again, think even Walmart as well. Yeah, Intel back to 24. Globe, Eli Lilly, or not Eli Lilly, Estee Lauder. Oops. Well, Eli Lilly's on the high too, and then Apple is your big tech running. If you could get a Microsoft, Google, I think it could change it. Nasdaq's right at break even, going green. Same with the SPY, and then Russell is up by 0.15. We already had the equal weight leading, but now equal weight's only up by 1/10, so Russell is outperforming. It's not bad, bro. It's still kind of early, if you think about it. You know, we've barely been here, bro. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, the yen's moving too. See if we could get any bond movement. Other than that, though, middle of the day, once we start hearing more with the Zelensky stuff, or even like Euro close. So remember, last week there was a lot of interesting positioning when you put it all to perspective. Everybody even came back this week talking about how high everything is too. We talked about it a little bit last week. I was telling you how by like most metrics, you know, you're historically at a crazy price. It's crazy we still get the peach, baby. Are you kidding me? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Bradley Frizzle and the peach. Oh, no. Oh, Bradley Frizzle. I got some Boeings now. I would add a Boeing play, but I already have them, Bradley. But I love you, man. How you been, bro? How was the weekend? I love you, Bradley Frizzle. The man, the myth, the legend. Woo! Okay. Well, thank you, my friend. And God bless you. And good morning, man. Oh, Brad, what a Monday. I knew Monday was good, but now the Bradley Frizzle. They don't feel you, bro. They don't feel you. You know what I'm saying? They don't feel. They don't understand. Legendary. U.S. makes China-related changes to sanctions. All right, man. I hope Boeing goes. Apple came down. SPY at VWAP. Bradley Frizzle is in the game, bro. Other weakest small good decisions, bro. Please remind them. SGD, babe. Even Napoleon Hill will tell you. Trump on Russia, Ukraine. I know exactly what I am doing, he says. That's what he said. Direct quote. Disney at the high. Okay, Wally World's trying to come. How did your boy do? Bud, dead. A&F still going, and Lulu, and then Flutter. Now you got Philip Morris. MO already hit 52-week highs. Bonds got clapped there a little bit. SPY is spent. Like, what, 40 minutes to not move at all. No advance, no decline. You just write it open. RCL on the high. Airbnb. Travel's been odd. They were just up. Yeah, there's Tesla too, but I don't know. There's not really a clear direction on all the travel. All just doing their own thing. There's Tesla pop again. Apple was your other previous leader. Apple just started flushing right there. Texas Democrats return home, ending standoff. That's good. That's good. VKTX again too. So I don't know. Watch if GLPs go. That's really not. I mean, NVO's going for a different reason. They're like non-GLP. So see Estee Lauder again. Then you got DraftKings. Only here to stop it, not persecute it further. BB. Meow. Meow. HZO. All right, man. What a day. All right, Intel, man. Intel's going to go green. at this point, unless it fades right here and decides to sell it off right at the cusp. But man, this is such a, now it's starting to move like MP, damn it. It's like a mix of MP and Intel from back in the day. But I need to go to the bathroom, Chad. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity, Real Cult News on Twitter. And then Chad, if you didn't watch the video, please go to the second link, because we are ready, bro. That's it. I gave some updates on the video. We bought Intel stock. But if you didn't, you guys know I have my own trail. I just discovered it this weekend. I have my own trail. So I'm walking, bro. I'm hiking my own property. Do you understand? It's your property, Chad. Buy a membership. You don't have to buy a membership. You have to watch the video, though. So surprisingly, that wasn't one of the requirements. But yeah, just so I'd watch. I don't know if you got it all. So I'll leave that for you. I'll let you discover it. God bless America. Thank you for your time. And then I will BRB.
House today following Putin's summit. We will talk about the prospect for peace with Michael O'Hanlon from Brookings.
Plus, should you follow Warren Buffett's latest bet on the home builders? We're going to look at his positioning, that ahead of a key earnings report tomorrow in that industry.
And Novo Nordisk goes direct to consumer. Details on the news sending those shares higher in early trading. Squawk on the Street is back after this break.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna play you my own video, make you all watch it, so then that way all of you could come. Look at that. Oh, son. You see my pants too, bro? I've been going through so many like sweatpants. I'm just pulling out whatever I got. I'm only farmer wearing some Nike Supreme, dog. What up? How you living, Chad? I don't even got the mic on here. It's gonna sound better. Okay, is that better? All right. But ironically enough, I'm walking my own trail right now at the crib, bro, at your crib. But I actually don't want to talk about the farm. I have a lot to talk about with it, but I want to talk about the long term, okay? And I did buy Intel for the long term, and we are rebuilding the long term. So I don't want to waste any time. I don't want to play around. I love you, okay? And God is good. And I try to make this channel, this one right here, we have the live streaming channel, but I wanted this to be simple this year, and I don't want anybody to fall behind. And it's fun that we're getting a compound and all that, but the real exciting part too, we get to rebuild the long term. And for those of you who felt like you missed out, who felt like this is extremely, we could chill under the tree, baby, and all of that, man. I really hope you take advantage of this opportunity, and really all it takes is following along only a few times a month, if that, once a month at minimum, if not once every like 3 months. So yeah, the mic died, but I could drive under the tree and finish the video. I think that still works. So like I was saying, man, it only takes one time a month, if that, to follow along. And we have a plan. We've been executing this plan live for everybody, and I want it easy to digest. I want it easy to get. We have so many ways to do it, just because anybody can really do it at any scale. We got a lead this year by preparing and going slow like we always did, and we talked about keeping that lead, and we did, and we built up cash and all that. So I used it on Intel, and we're gonna still be following along with that plan. But what I really want to highlight is that this is easy to get, it's easy to digest, and now we are rebuilding one of these accounts. So if you felt like you missed out on anything, this is the opportunity.
Welcome back. High-stakes
really
meetings today at the White House.
I hope
Ukraine's
that you
President
do.
Zelensky and a
like
number of European Union leaders are set to meet with the president this afternoon. It comes after the President Trump and Russian President Putin's summit on Alaska on Friday.
Because she never, ever raised the deposit. She kept it at $200 over the... Yeah, bro. Chad, I'm going to give you a long-term rant here in a second. Let's see. Apple just flushed, my friends. So, yeah. And then, bro, I have something for you. It's funny because Tyree kept tagging me in this over the weekend, and I thought we would hear about it, but we haven't. So, let me see. PayPal. Oh, yeah, it has to do with PayPal. Let me see. Trump has the power to force Russia to a peace deal. So yeah, but PayPal, did you guys see it? There was like a huge hack. It was like 15 million users, but like low key, people are still discussing it, and there's not really like a what's it called on it. We haven't like heard about it. That's like the odd part. So if that ends up coming true, I think you might get a little bit of a freak out. Otherwise, it's going to be a non-event. But we will see. The Boeing premiums are just moving around. And then Intel. So on the way up, the Intel premiums went down. So on the way down, they widened it and they went up. Alcoa again. Apple, what's your leader now? Is it Netflix? Yeah, I think Netflix is your leader. Yo, Netflix is actually rocketing. So Netflix, $5 pop in one candle. That's not like, that's 1%, but it's getting big volume right now. Like I'm saying, you just kind of had a flip. It was Apple leading the way, and then now it is Netflix. I don't know if Meta or Google is going to play along. And then Carvana on the high. UK government mulling a national property tax. FMCC. Oh yeah. We still haven't heard the full details yet on the IPO. Yeah, FNMA too. And then again, watch Apple there. HCI. I like PayPal for the long term, just not when we're up on it. So you could, I think we are still, or I think low 70s or low 60s. Trump will move the market. If there's a peace deal, I think it'll be very good. I think that's a major tailwind that we talked about it from even when the war started, but you would need that. It would have to be big, equal and opposite reactions there, where if you want a big market reaction, you would need something to the degree of a big peace, a big agreement that no one really would have expected. And if that happens, that would be good. ADI. ERJ on the high. Again, that tied that to Brazil. And then Boeing came up a little bit, but still washed. I haven't looked at any of the other defense. Defense actually doing pretty good. So yeah, it's kind of an unwind of the Friday moves. Boeing and then defense. Boeing went up, defense went down. Now Boeing's down, defense is up. Whirlpool, Labu, Biotechs. Why are they up 2.2? XLV is actually doing great. I don't think the market's pricing in the J Powell middle finger. It could be. Again, everybody's like getting real excited. Like we've kind of noticed last week, the market really wants. They want their rate cut. So, I mean, there is a realm where there's a scenario where your boy Powell kind of is a more aggressive or hawkish. That would make sense. So we'll see. But then again, too, like we saw it last week. I'm sure there'll be a set of data the market isn't going to like. But even if Jerome Powell wasn't perfect, the market is willing to bend a lot of things to get that rate cut. And then we're close to it. That's what I've been saying here. It's like September, October, man, where that's what we're getting into. And that's it. There's only 2-3 meetings for the end of the year now, as far as the Fed is concerned. $282 up, $222 down. I haven't looked. I got 268 green, 233 red. But yeah, similar. And then Dow Jones, 16 red, 14 green. NASDAQ, 58 green, 42 red. It's not bad. Does a lower rate cut mean increase in home prices? I mean, that's a theory, but I could almost guarantee you it's going to play out a lot different than most people expect. That's just what we learned from last time. So, but in theory, it should lift up home prices, but I think it depends more on the labor market as well as just the broader, how is the economy doing? You know, are we really cutting into a boom or a bust? That will dictate things. And then again, real estate will be very, very national or like geography based. So depending on where you're at, that will be the big effect. AMR. Okay, Netflix and the SPY. And then airlines too. You got Delta on the high. Caterpillar. Dude, that's another bond holding. So yeah, bro, TLT, I've just noticed it today. Like these companies, these corporate bond auctions, they're like coming to market today. And every time they announce, like the bonds get hit a little bit. So I think it's just there's a lot of bond supply that's also coming in. It's kind of one of those secondary things on the day. VKTX still 2. And then Zeta, a couple of other biotechs. Is that Honda? And then SPY near the high. Yeah, or no, Howitt Aerospace. HWM. That thing kind of just woke up there from the low. Popped up about $1.50. It's less than 1%, but still. Actually, I don't think we've even had like any 3% moves here today. Besides Intel gapping down and going up. And then Boeing too. Nano Labs, SPY still going. Again, Apple's now in the gulag. It's trying to go up. Apple's still green. Microsoft's red. Nvidia's in the green too, helping lead. So maybe that's the real catalyst here or driver. Now Nvidia's getting red. Okay, SPY is actually getting a little bit more active. You still got Netflix leading the way. You're not even up 0.1%. SPY's not even up 0.1%. Not even the NASDAQ. And then Dow is still red. Meanwhile, equal weight in Russell, but it's starting to be the Russell more than anything. So yeah, you're getting way more small caps moving you. RKLB. It's not bad, that BB. Thirty-year inflation-linked yields hit the highest. Damn, that's crazy. Inflation-linked. RKLB, Rocket Lab, that's another round. That's actually keeps really going. Yeah, RKLB, that's up 3.6 now. So then Oscar Health, a couple of those other ones. Remember, we saw that TEM. You guys called that one out. But yeah, RKLB. What was that? Dude, Delta. Yeah, those airlines are killing it. The solar plays just haven't moved since the morning. And then Tesla getting candles, SPY. Now you got Uber. That's only 50 highs. There's a couple of new names that are coming. So like I'm telling you, it's like 50-50. A slight little lead there for some, but very, very interesting. UTRY, TEM again. I like the TEM, but then I just hate it. It kind of moves like MP, where it'll run up, and if you catch the run up, you'll get the premium, but then it'll just literally sell off 4% for no reason. Speaking of which, Pepsi. So some of the staples came down. Yeah, they're about to go red now. So then watch Procter & Gamble again, Walmart, Target, HD. Those are the ones with the earnings as well. KRMN. Are those drones? No. Okay, ALB and then Caterpillar, bro. Caterpillar's kind of been going up all day. Russell, IWM. Oh, remember we wanted those plays? Those premiums were just to the roof. FRPT, Fresh Pet. Fresh Pet with a decent pop. It's 2.5 on one candle. Looks mad liquid still, but yeah, Fresh Pet. I don't know if they have anything. Caraman is Hypersonics. That's starting to move. AEYE, RCAT. Okay, high ticker is looking a lot more healthy. I mean, at this point, you just don't have Mag 7 playing along. So, like, it's really just a bunch of other names running. Your IWM components are really leading, but then your Mag 7 just stuck in the middle. You're at 64.50, which is tremendous. And then, yeah, there's no real, like, advance or decline. It's still like 50-50. But very interesting. Fresh Bread's still going. That's 2.5. The options are meh. If you want, yeah. SPB. Oh, what happened to, what's it called? Bud. Bud's still holding, but that was terrible. I feel like we've seen that before. I remember that chain has given me PTSD. That's why I was like, wait a minute. Nam's on the high. Okay, SPY with the red. I mean, latest headline I got was like UK stuff, and then we had a Truth Social. Remember, we're gonna get Trump later today, but we have just yet to get anything. But yeah, okay, one candle, back to VWAP. Hi! So, look, like I was just saying, the high ticker was looking good. It was actually looking kind of healthy. That all has now flipped. So again, I'm seeing materials, a couple of consumer names, a lot of medical. And then China is on the low as well, too. So yeah, there's no headline yet. I wouldn't freak out, but you just literally hit a new high of the day and then almost immediately take one candle right back down to VWAP. Yeah, his latest one was 20 minutes ago. I've settled 6 wars in 6 months. One of them a possible nuclear disaster. Microsoft. Whoop. Yeah, now you got Apple too. So I'm at least seeing 2 big 7 just flush into the low. I think Amazon too. No, Amazon found a way to bounce somehow. So that's what gave you some of that lift, was Amazon going up. And then if you get Nvidia down, you're done. Not bad though, but literally, bro, right back down to open. That was crazy. Not really, but you just did the welcome to the market. You guys are used to it during summer. But like I'm saying, you'll spend the next like 10, 20 minutes playing this little game, and then literally 2-3 minutes, you're right back into the low. Now, granted, you're still at 64.40. So yeah, and then Chipotle coming up. Is that another food name running, or am I tripping? I don't know. I feel like some of these food names. Who was the other one? Wasn't there another food name running, or am I tripping? Oh, no. I'm thinking like Lulu and Nike, but yeah, Chipotle on the way up. Mux CF. Bro, you're back into the... Dude, this candle is insane. Habibi. Yeah, again, Chipotle is getting a lot there. And then UNH is coming back up too. That one's actually very wild. When was the last time Chipotle even moved? Yeah, this is a small mover after the split. I like it though. It looks good. I like anybody leading now. The question is going to be follow through. I'd keep eyes on it, but chain doesn't look too crazy. And then SPY right back into the open. Again, watch any of them. Now Starbucks too, though. So look at that's another one. And then TEM. I saw something else because I'm like, dude, my mind is telling me the food plays. We saw it already. There's one more that's moving. Yeah, but Chipotle and then McDonald's. Or no, Starbucks I meant. And then you got Uber running too. Uber everywhere. Yeah, Uber hasn't hit that many highs. I know it's up like 2%, but it's only hit 75 highs. It's up 0.5%. 75 highs of the day. RCAT, there's Gaggle. APLD, a lot of chads are talking about that one this morning. Caterpillar, now Pony. Again, they had the deal last week and then nothing happened. Remember, they gapped up like 10, 20% and then came down on buying. Why can't I spell Pony? Oh, hey, I want a Pony. JD on the low. Yeah, all the solar, bro, is crazy. On Friday, if you guys were there, you saw it. We caught it within seconds, but we were just guessing. We were like, oh, the solar plays are running because of what was mentioned in like the bill or exclusion, and then that was it. So solar's just been running on this idea that Donald Trump is going to go light on them and that he's not going to take away all of their Biden money. So yeah, they're up there, but like literally the move is insanity from last week. VKTX, there's Chipotle again, there's Nike. So more of these consumer. Oh, UNH, bro. Whoa. UNH. Am I tripping? I swear that just said 317. Okay, it didn't, but it's popping up there. It looked very aggressive. You got GitLab going up, and then we got Brazil moving as well. So GTLB less than 3%, so you don't got a signal. Albemarle, VRT, a couple of the industrials are going up. I have a farm. I do. I don't really. God just let me borrow it. You know what I'm saying? It's all God's. It's all the animals too, bro. You know that? I be feeling bad, bro. I just, the more time I spend on that property, bro, the more I'm turning into a vegan. I don't even have animals yet. I'm just like, bro, it's their land, bro. I be seeing the birds. Oh, dude. Chad, guess what? Bro. Chad. Dog, there was no birds this weekend. I kept saying Jesus and I wouldn't see a bird, bro. It was crazy. I wouldn't see any birds. So yeah, man, I don't know. I rescued a bird, but yeah, like remember I kept telling you I'd say Jesus. I think I saw them. They moved to the other property for a little bit. I think the wind changed. Yeah, bro, it was very heartbreaking. I was like, no, I'm crazy. Damn, I know. NOC, that's defense. I am gonna get cows for sure. I went to a homeowners meeting. You know that? I went to the HOA meeting. I had to stand up in front of everybody and introduce myself. Oh, dude, it was fun. I told them my plans. I said what I wanted to build. And they didn't know how old I was. They kept calling me really young. They said, wow, I'm gonna buy a bird feeder. Yeah, I was looking into that, doc. I want that good. I want good. I'm gonna give them Wagyu bird feed. You know what I'm saying? SMCI, okay, UNH is a ripping. Let's see, any of those the rollovers got clapped a decent amount, but these things might work. Yeah, they're already cheap. You could be director of avian operations. Well, let's see. I mean, I'm hoping by the end of this month, I hope the first group of people that comes out, we can find someone to manage it. But yeah, bro, I need help. I really do, though. I just need someone to be there. That's what I learned after the HOA meeting. There's like crackheads and a lot of stuff. So like, yeah, we need to do a lot. It would be nice to not have it like so far. And then, yeah, there's so much work, bro. There's so much. Starbucks again, Target as well. That's part of XO. It's crazy though. Look at the high ticker. You're almost fully gassing. Again, TEM, that one's nice. That's moved 2-3%. That one's fire. But then it just sucks because the high ticker's like moving, but the SPY is just right at open. So once again, we are a victim of the Mag 7 movement. No, they were chill though. One of the guys on the board of the HOA, he's like a cop. He was super dope. I got his phone number. And then they taught me a lot with like the roads, the access. We're gonna get roads paved. I'm glad. I'm actually politicking now because I didn't know the HOA. They have this whole plan to like pave everything, and I'm so hyped on it because they were talking about it. I even threw in my expertise because like if you pave the roads, like on any of the parts that aren't paved, it skyrockets the value of the property. So it was good. And then they taught me, I learned what I could block off and not. So, but yeah, we have a lot of work to do, and like we need to block off roads. We got to go around, and yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm excited, but I hope I see some of y'all at the end of the month. And watch yesterday's video though, because I do set the expectations. Like I'm saying, it's not I've done most of the work now, but everything else is just like I think I might make you guys build your own tent when you get there. So if you're not able to stay in the house, then yeah, I'm gonna have tents, but you're gonna have to build them before nightfall. It's fun. Maybe I'll give money to the team that builds it first. Yeah, there is a HOA. I'm glad. Like I said, they're not strict at all. So that's what I learned. I learned that the biggest problem is going to be the city. So that's why they're super chill. I saw them, what they approve, what they don't. Now they have a face to the name. So I got to meet. They love me. I love them. We're all friends now. So yeah, I'm not worried about the HOA. I actually learned a lot. I think we could take it over, to be honest with you, like genuinely, in a good way. But yeah, we just have to. The city is going to be the hard part. I think it is going to be like Fire Festival. Yeah, it'll be like Cult Fire Festival. So it's only for 50 people though. So we'll see what happens. Estee Lauder still, and Starbucks. And then oil is coming up. Oil's still down, but that is starting to run. And then Bond, Spy at the Low, SMCI, Disney, and then Eli Lilly. Again, UNH just woke up. The rollovers, if it's too far out, they got clobbed. And then the CNC is working great. Fannie and Freddie. Oh yeah. Yeah, bro, all the other intels with time though are actually still up, believe it or not. The short-term ones aren't. ATNF? I don't know, that was the other one. I did not mention that I run a cult, no. Yeah, I think we're just gonna chill there. I mean, like I kept saying, there's a lot of stuff we'll probably work on, but that's what I was even thinking too, like, because I was gonna order like 10 or 20 of these like tents, but then I'm like, what if we don't like them, or what if you guys don't like them? So I'm gonna need some of you to help me bring the vision to life. I want to see, you guys will be like the market test, because I don't know, bro, and then there's just so much we need to go around. So, but we're gonna chill a lot. Have some sports, a lot of athletic, probably things we could do with our hands, feet, and movement, I would say. I'll get you guys some good snacks too. Yeah, Eli Lilly's tweaking out here at the high. I'm looking at that one last one. Zelensky said it would be impossible to give up territory to Russia. It'll be like summer camp, yeah. Like vacation Bible school. No, I was thinking that you don't have to stay overnight, but you will have to let us know ahead of time so we could organize stuff. So if you just want to come for one day, or the Saturday, Sunday, or Friday. But yeah, we just need it all organized. That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to send out the link to the stream alerts. Then on the watch list, if it's not filled up by then we'll go from there. And then that way we have like a 2-week lead time. And then we could start organizing it all. And then anybody after that we'll arrange for end of September. Overlander, yeah. So as long as you give me a heads up, we could set up if you want to bring a car or a RV. What state? Southern California. So yeah, go watch all the videos, man. But like, this plan is real, and we are making moves, and hopefully in the next few weeks, it'll be there. It's already ready for an Airbnb. That's what I'm saying. But like anything else, it's like we gotta really make it how we want to. But yeah, I could start Airbnb-ing it if I really wanted to right now, just to make some money. But I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Alex, bye again. Eli Lilly is tweaking. I kind of want to take it, but then I want to hold it. It's a big gap fill. You're Tacoma, bro? No. From Chicago? That'd be a wild drive, bro. Rigetti on the high, and then I had Unity. That one 52-week high, just going crazy. I guess if you are going to come from Chicago, you might as well pick up a couple of chats. Yeah, Rigetti on there. UNH keeps popping, but I don't know what it is. And then again, like I'm telling you, varying degrees of healthcare today. Yeah, UNH looks great though, honestly, because some of those pops are they're massive, but it looks like news. It looks like something every single time, but then nothing. And then CNC as well. That's the one I like a lot. Yeah, those are all at the high. Then Cigna and Molina. I like Molina. That one has the shittiest options. And then, yeah, we'll see where the other stuff goes. But like CNC and UNH are really, really running. You're in Chicago? I like Chicago. Never been, but maybe one day. Now you guys are coming to me. Colt Squid Games? No. Do you want me to tell you one of the ideas, though? I thought of this one yesterday because we were at the beach and we saw mother effers playing cornhole. So I was like, okay, I kind of want a cornhole now. But then I'm thinking when you guys get there, I'm going to give you money. Everybody is going to get like $20 to $50 cash. But then you have to use them on games. And then all of the little outdoor games we set up is all for money. So then that way, you know, everyone's betting, and then there you go. And then that way it's all fun. So then, like, yeah, so like all the little outdoor activities, well, yeah, like a fair kind of, pretty much. But then it's all just us. So that way you'll come in with like 20 or 50, you know, tokens. But then, yeah, whatever you win or lose, you'll walk away with. Yeah, but it's like fun. It's not meant to make you gamble. It's meant to have fun when you're there, and then you're not going to go out of pocket. Hopefully not. That'd be crazy. Then if you do, you have a real gambling problem. Okay, UNH again. And then the SPY's coming back down. Like I said, that Amazon, Apple, there's a weird dynamic today. It's really hard to read. It's really like 50-50. I mean, welcome to Monday. NASDAQ's down a quarter now. That candle is getting bigger. Trump says we'll be watching Brazil government closely. Bolsonaro's son. Huh? That's the weirdest headline I've ever read. Holy Spirit, come down. Good morning. All right, so UNH more. Now NVIDIA is selling off. Again, NVIDIA, Apple, Amazon, And then throw in your Meta and Google. That's it. But yeah, all the big tech is now dragging, not to mention, I mean, you have a good amount of names that are up, but like I'm saying, the breakdown's a little hard to read, but then now once you get 3-4 Mag 7s dropping at the same time, it's going to look like that. So yeah, you are going down. Oh, bingo. Dude, you know I like bingo a lot. I've just never had enough people to play it with. Or then if you want to play it at the casinos, it's all old people. I'm down for some bingo, bro. I'm very, very down for some bingo. No, I didn't. I'll check my email. Lay after the bell. What was that? Dude, Microsoft looks ugly. Why does it look like a fucking computer? SNGX. Oh, what's this? Sologenics? It was already up like 50%. I don't know if this is going to be the hype play of the day, but SNGX. Does it even have options? No, it doesn't even have options. So yeah, SNGX. Good luck with that. Dude, Microsoft just looks like, I'm pretty like that pin. It looks like it's being, that has to be buybacks or something. It looks like a currency. Looks like when a currency is getting picked apart or like being supported. Yeah, the yen is getting clobbered now. So watch if that starts to hit the bonds. That will be next. Richest man in Babylon keyword bingo. What is the third cure for a lean purse? The third cure for the lean purse. That would work. I'm a big fan. I'm down. Looking choppy. I mean, you never know. Last week, remember, we would like move and then Friday got choppy. So the range is potentially large. I mean, Jackson Hole is our event this week. So you got something to look forward to with the Fed, but yeah, we will see. Carvana, Coca-Cola, UNH is about to do it again. Microsoft literally getting pinned here. Financials are down, going down, 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 down. Sorry. Yeah, dude, all the Intels are... I haven't looked at Intel yet. They're all holding, though. Odd. And then UNH, Boeing, 50-50, Habibi. Yeah, Intel's still holding up, but red on the day. SPY's now back to the open! Bro! Yeah, bonds are dropping. I think the yen is going to lead that. You got Starbucks still. I think those food plays are holding. Yeah, Starbucks, Chipotle, SPY is right back up now. Wow. Crisp. Hamas official group told mediators they approve latest ceasefire proposal. AAL on the high. Who's the other one? Wally World. See if Staples. Again, Staples are actually doing pretty decent. Calculators driving. Yeah, I think. But it also could be just a little bit more active like we saw last week where things can happen. So things can happen and move us. It doesn't have to just be all computers, but just keep in mind how important, Jerome Powell really will be, and then how that leads to this final narrative in the economy, and the fireworks, the results. That is what we're waiting for. I think the real biggest test so far has been people's patience, whether it's long-term, short-term, how it's played out with the news, all of the misinformation, everything in between. I think it just really comes down to patience. Most people know what's going on. It's just a matter of how many people are like jumping the gun trying to force it or not. So it might be deeper than just computers this week or the next few weeks, but then at the same time, it may not be, and it might be very choppy and computer driven. But what we are looking for is that narrative in motion. We want the economy. Is it better? Is it weakening, strengthening? And how does that really truly lead to the rate policy? So that's why it's a mix. It's going to be a mix of both, like very boring and computery, and then lock in and stay focused, because yeah, it could go crazy at any moment. Wow. Oh, one of the UNHs is going, actually. Well, one of the rollovers is actually back in the green now. That's crazy. Those were shitty. You got Starbucks. Enjoy it. I had Starbucks. I fought for it. That's it. I finally got it. But yeah, I've been liking Starbucks lately. I don't know. It's coming back to me. But then it's not what it used to be, but I like it. K-Web. I think he's saying Baba because China. We haven't really looked at it, and it just went red to green. So, or green to red. So I see why he's bringing that up. China's important. We haven't heard much. Eli Lilly. So again, you have another like 1,000%er if you want it. I'm still holding one of them. Most of them. One of them I didn't take, and then that one went 2,000%. And then there's one more right now. Chillin'. You always get the same thing and it never tastes the same. Dude, don't get this one. Dude, I ordered it. It was a horchata, like a horchata oatmeal espresso, dude. Ugh, disgusting. I had to explain to my girl. I was like, it tastes like coffee, church coffee with like just melted ice. It was disgusting. Yeah, Lulu's still going. Yen's been getting destroyed. Honestly, our bond should be down a little bit more, but yeah, it's down like 0.5, 0.6 right now. That's it, right? Doesn't it sound good? It sounds hella good, and then not down. Yield on the two-year gilt is up 5 basis points, highest since June 9th. Remember the inflation one? That hit the record, but even non-inflation linked is getting blown out. So again, that Europe inflation, that might be that narrative we get towards the end of the year. Just remember, we talked about at the beginning of the year about Europe exporting some of this inflation, but yeah, if we still kind of see those developments, aka their yields, their inflation, that could still be negative. Chime on the high, GD. XLV, TBT. Okay, bonds are getting worked. It's a bit. Bro, you're right at open. SMCI, I've seen a couple of times as well. And then again, I think bonds are just getting driven by both Japan as well as bond offerings for private companies or public companies. But like corporate bond offerings were huge today. And every time I've seen that, we've gotten something. RCAT and then RTX. Some of these defense names are really going up. I mean, they all went down on the Putin thing. So I think they're getting their bid here today. And then Boeing can't get life for the life of it. GD, that's another one. General Dynamics. So they're actually going straight up. Again, defense names all got a bid. I'm pretty sure even LMT. If they took a government stake, would that happen all at once? They probably are acquiring it like now, but when they announce it, they're just going to announce it all at once. RJ. That's again, Brazilian planes. Lift on the high. Hi. Didn't they have a headline last week? And then DNA, APLD, and then SNGNX, whatever that one was. Or SNGX. Sezzle. And coin too on the high. Coin was on the low earlier. It's probably just at open. Meanwhile, bonds last like 30 minutes. They've been getting wrecked, kind of just following the lead of the yen. Again, you got a couple new poppers here. High ticker is actually way more active than the low ticker, but yeah, you're still holding this. Now, SMCI again, IREN. Didn't they have a buyout offer or something last week? Again, SMCI is up 3, but that one's running. I don't even know. Are chips even in the green? I think in the video, yeah, chips are barely in the green. That's surprising. And then UMAC, another one. Drones, defense, those got a strong bid today. Yeah, healthcare even took a hit down. Back to school. I forgot everyone is going back to school. And people are getting sick too, bro. A lot of people in my family, they got the cold this week. So thank God. I'm glad I didn't, but I don't know. I might be next. Oh no! Friday board shakeup news. I remember we saw something that got him moving. Again, RTX. I keep seeing UTI, then SPY coming down, unfortunately. School traffic. That's crazy. That's crazy. You guys back to school, bro. Y'all listen, man. All you guys in college, I have 2 rants I need to give. Y'all just unlocked another one. But for real, man, all of you guys who are starting school, like, I need you to realize everything. I hope you listen to Philo. And, you know, as much as I care about your soul, and I would love for, you know, I can't wait to see some of y'all in heaven when I'm like, oh my gosh, I know him. And we be like, bro. But other than that, just hear me out, bro. Everything I'm telling you guys about no fear, thinking for yourself, thinking clearly, not conforming, all of these things will give you a tremendous advantage in school if you actually embody it and live it. Okay? For real, because I'm telling you, man, this is your guys, some of you guys in school, grad school, non-grad school, whatever it may be. I really hope you actually seize this opportunity. I mean, you're in a learning institution. You're going to be around people. You get to do all this stuff. But it's like, dude, for real, think for yourself. Think clearly. And you don't be afraid, bro. In these moments where you're going to be able to literally run into opportunity through your school, the only way you're not going to get there is if you're too afraid. Or if you're too afraid to put yourself in a position to get hit by opportunity. All right? So I don't know, man. It's exciting. And some of you going back, bro, I think you could really go to college, or if you're just starting, bro, if you could start with this mentality, I think you're going to set yourself up really, really nice, bro. Really, really, really nice. So, yalla. I'm a big fan. So that, and then I'll give you another rant here in a little about the long term. Shopify popping. It's up about 0.5%. EU leaders to meet virtually Tuesday to debrief Trump meeting. We have core numbers. UMC, Unity, SPY, and then Shopify. Yeah, you're also getting agriculture numbers too. I'm seeing stuff on corn and soybeans. ETH on the low, Carvana on the high, Shopify is still going, and coin. Like we said, that one was red not too long ago. It just went green right now, red to green on Coinbase. Actually flirting with red right now. Qubits as well. You had Rigetti on a pop earlier. So it's not too bad. Again, small caps, Russell, these smaller names are doing their thing. It's like Mag 7, and a lot of them are just meandering, and then that's giving you a lot of drag and pull. ASTS. Yeah, if chips did good. Chips aren't doing bad though. That's why, like, go put up SMH. You'll notice it's green. That's why it's kind of odd, but yeah, no, like that Nvidia gap was pretty strong. Okay, couple of other things are moving. All right, high tickers really picking up. We might break out of here for a little bit. You have everything there except the Mag 7. The VIX is at 13. Oh, that's UVXY. I was like, bro, no fucking way. But yeah, dude, the VIX is very low. It's actually funny because the VIX is still on the green technically. But yeah, so even without that, you're getting way more advanced. It's just Mag 7 holding you at this like middle. Glencore submits RIGI application in respect of Argentine copper projects. Is Glencore even exist anymore? Didn't they go bankrupt? And then Microsoft broke that little pin, so I think that's everything else is running, and then you have like the bigger names doing shit like this, like Microsoft finally going lower, Apple's pinned at the low, Amazon was down 3%, 2%, then came up, and then I think Meta's still down 2 now. So yeah, but the other ones are dropping, Microsoft and Apple. And then more defense names on the high. Oil was moving up a little earlier, and then you haven't had any like meaningful what's it called, you haven't had like a meaningful headline yet at all. Equal weight 0.2 Roblo on the high. They're about to go red to green, still down 0.5%. Duolingo. Dual. Lemonade. I'm seeing coin again. I don't know. Crypto was just flushing earlier, but yeah, no, Bitcoin did a little run up there. I keep seeing cruise lines too. I don't really look at them. I don't pay attention to them, but they are, yeah, they're up a lot. NCLH, RL, 2-3% on both of them. Trump admin revoked 6,000 student visas. Hot dog. Yeah, we haven't, again, he hasn't said anything like mind-blowing yet. We haven't had no market moving narrative as of now. You're just kind of coming back from Friday with a little lower expectations after nothing happened. Oh no, your dog in the vet? I will. Prayers up, bro. Prayers up. That's always sad. I know, man. I love the doggies. We were just talking about the one of the ideas there. So yeah, man. Head up. Head up. But I don't know, man. Those scenarios too, like, because I don't know what to do. Because I've seen some people have to go through the dog stuff, and it gets really expensive. So I don't, my views on it vary, but I know it's definitely tough as you're going through it. TTD still going, and BMNR, they were down earlier, whatever the SNGX was, that one's still moving. MO, bro, $66. Are you serious? be. Is Zelensky live? Again, I had one at like 10 a.m. I think we're getting there. Yeah, the Zelensky thing, that's so weird. They've been having this thing up. But yeah, they're already putting up feeds. I didn't think it was going to happen till like way later. But yeah, and then there's also the hurricane thing. Remember we were talking about that with oil? That one's starting to build up a little bit. But yeah, they got the whole like live door thing in front of the White House. Zelensky and European leaders head to White House. So that could still be it. Just remember, Friday, everyone was confused. And then as the day went on, everyone, including myself, was just getting hyped on it. And then nothing happened. And then we had to meander. So now nobody's hyped, but then they're all coming to the White House now. So like potentially you're going to get some level of headlines. They're either all going to be duds or we get something that could surprise us. But then after Friday, I mean, you've already seen some of the back and forth. Watch if software starts going up. Net. Swag on the high. Wow. Strand and Company. Swag. S-Bet, I keep seeing that one. GitLab as well. And then Estee Lauder's coming down. Who's the other one? Baba's on the low. Again, they just went red. Who was it? Oh, it was CMG. Yeah, CMG and Lulu. I think those all calmed down. I don't even know what led that last little 5 minutes there. And then again, once again, we're doing the little slowdown. BE, that's an energy. Bloom, where is the sun? The sun plays. Praise the sun. Crisp. UNH still up near 315. But yeah, nothing has moved. It's kind of crazy because there is some advancers and like you got like MO 52-week highs and all of that, but yeah, a lot of other names have just kind of meandered here. So good morning, Chadadonia. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Alexander. Hope you had a good weekend, baby. Good morning. Okay, Boeing came up a little, but that thing's worked. And then watch, SPY's either about to make a big move up or down, or we're going to keep meandering. You're going in little bursts, but now bonds are becoming a victim, and then nothing else is moving, but it is push and pull with Mag 7 kind of just muddying the waters as far as like you can't see it as clearly. So we will see. We will see. But yeah, I do need to go to the bathroom. So follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity, Real Cult News on Twitter. Have I pleaded with you today to buy a membership? I don't know if I don't recall that I have. But if I could plead with you to buy a membership, that I have been told to include that when I tell them to follow me on Instagram. So I also get this opportunity to tell you to buy a membership. Is that play up? Interesting. So yeah, buy a membership. Okay, that sound good? IWM's good. It's the leader. SPY's coming down. Oh, they failed! Damn. All right, well, I sold the MDT. It was showing 100% on the bid, and it filled me. I didn't think it would. The membership, you already have one. Whoa, Eric, Mr. Knudsen. Wow. Thank you, my friend. There you go. I pled with him. But yeah, you don't get anything for the membership except the watch list every night. And then you get to chat. And then you get to show your love and appreciation. So thank you, brothers. Thank you. I see I plead with them. And they told me to mention it, though. They said I need to sell it better. The people who bought the membership and got in, they're like, I didn't know you got this. They said, you need to tell us more. And I said, I'm sorry, I've been focused on other things. That's why I get locked in. So I'll be right back. AAOI. No propaganda. You guys might have to see my propaganda.
Shares in Dayforce surging today. That's because Thoma Bravo is in talks to buy the HR software maker, according to sources, with plans to take it private in a deal that could be announced as soon as the coming weeks. For more on this story, let's bring in Bloomberg's Leanna Baker. She runs our deals team here in New York. And Leanna, it's interesting because a lot of these software companies, I feel like they need to sell quickly before they're made obsolete by AI.
So that's one opinion, but this company, Dayforce, has been around a long time. It used to be called Ceridian. It used to be private, actually, before 2018. And they make software that helps with HR, payroll, and they have their tentacles deep into enterprises. So maybe they won't be disintermediated right away. There's been a little bit of a surge in deals related to HR and payroll. There was a deal for Paycor earlier this year. Paychex bought that, and ADP also did a deal to buy Workforce last year. So these are just some of the acquisitions that have been happening in the space. We're seeing consolidation and not necessarily AI taking over.
There's a couple take privates, the Soho House story I'm talking about also today, but is this part of a trend?
These private equity firms have just raised so much dry powder over the years. Thoma Bravo has, tens of billions to deploy. They've been one of the more active acquirers. We've reported they're in talks to buy another company in the tech space called Verint. And earlier this year, they did a big carve-out out of Boeing. So they're definitely one to watch. Orlando Bravo's appeared on Bloomberg TV many times to talk about their strategy of rolling up software companies.
So, and they're one of the more acquisitive firms out there. How is private equity doing in general in terms of making purchases? Because I thought they couldn't find exits now.
That's a great point. We are seeing the IPO market starting to come back, and we'll be watching to see whether there's these candidates that are backed by private equity that could finally exit through the public markets. But so far, a lot of them like trading assets to each other. I mentioned that Dayforce used to be backed by private equity. So T.H. Lee, as far back as 2007, they were backed by another firm. So this would sort of be a return to private equity for Dayforce.
So what's next in these deals? What are you and your team watching out for?
So you mentioned that we reported that this could still be a few weeks away, so there's still news to break. What does Thoma Bravo pay for this company? The company has $11 billion enterprise value, but what's the exact price they're paying? Does this go to up to $15 billion, for example? So there's plenty of details to break that investors will be watching.
All right, Leanna, thanks very much. Leanna Baker runs the deals team for us here at Bloomberg. Now, Swedish AI startup Lovable called itself the fastest growing startup in July, and now it's eyeing nearly $1 billion in annualized sales next year. That's according to the CEO, Anton Osika. Speaking with Bloomberg Tech's Tom McKenzie, he says Lovable's approach to developing allows anyone to be a coder.
I think everyone in the age of AI really have to relearn which tool to use when. And if you are technical and you know how the coding works, you're actually more productive with Lovable. So we're seeing a lot of technical people loving the tool and then being able to talk more productively to the AI. anyone can learn to be productive talking to the AI, but there's an advantage for technical people. I think what we're going to see is that everyone is a developer. Like now, there's been much less than 1% of the world population. Everyone is becoming a developer now, and 99% of the best ideas are from people who don't know how to code. So this is for me a very clear example of AI having a positive impact. More people can start successful businesses without being bottlenecked by not having time or the skill set required to build software.
When you think about listing, even if it is a further away prospect, Anton, is Europe the place that you would consider, or does it have to be the gravitational pull of the US?
So I'm really betting on Europe, and like one of the reasons we're here is to prove that you can build a world-class team and execute better and faster than from the US. I would love to list in Europe, but I haven't looked at any of the details.
Okay, and in terms of when we look at, for example, Google absorbing Windsurf, and earlier on, of course, in this innovation story, Microsoft absorbing Inflection, is that potentially what happens to you and Lovell? Would you be open to that kind of acquisition where the talent is absorbed into one of the mega cap US tech companies, or is that something you would fight against?
That's something I would fight against. I think most of the value that we're going to accumulate as our the bottleneck right now is on the technology. In the future, most of the value is in the relationship we have with our customers, the trust and the community around it, and that value can only be realized as a standalone entity. So that's what I'm expecting us to continue to be.
That was Lovable CEO Anton Osika. Coming up, Comcast gets serious about its customer losses.
Wait, hold on.
But it's a long road ahead. Details next.
I was about to come back, and then I gotta go real quick. 2 seconds. Or a little bit more. I'm gonna keep playing my own propaganda. But Intel's moving against SPY has not gone anywhere. The last couple of years, she only wanted to start at the top like everybody else. She quit when it went down, and thankfully, you know, autopilot and simple, you know, once a month. Obviously, I'm the one who helped her with it, but that is what kept her in the game even this year. And this year has been extremely difficult, and this is why I want it to be so easy and digestible, because a lot of people freaked out. There's been a lot of false market narratives, and it has cost a lot of people, even my own sister. At the beginning of the year, you know, she sent me all of this, and I know maybe I sound a certain way. It's funny, like back then maybe I sounded arrogant like a jackass, but at the end of the day, it really had the world's difference, not only in her performance if she left out and like actually ran away from the market like she wanted to, versus just like I'm saying, this is who I'm thinking about, the hope for people who want to get started. And when they, you know, if you waited for things to get stable, now everything is a lot more expensive and you don't have the same opportunity and deals, and it could be very discouraging. And right now with all-time highs, people think they can't do it or start. I disagree, and that's what I'm saying. I really want you to follow along, because there is still deals, and we can start and build and do exactly what got us in the lead and what has been keeping us there. So I hope you guys all follow along. And like I'm saying, now we added Intel. I've always liked this one. I bought it at the end of last. I wanted to be the CEO, believe it or not. Now we got a farm. But we like this one, and I even thought I would be buying this towards the end of the year or next year. A lot of people would ask me about it, and I would say, you know, Intel's like a 2026 name. That's probably how long it'll take for Lip Bhutan to turn it around. And now this government stake rumor, the government taking a stake like they did with MP, I think that speeds up the timeline. So I used the cash that we have on it. I like growth. We needed growth with how we were looking, so I think it's good, but I don't know if I would call it the diamond. I would definitely think it's worthwhile of my money. I already wanted to hold it for 10 years, and the space, the chips, and all of it, and now the government involvement, I really do like it. It is kind of China-esque, but we're gonna make some money off of it. We made money on China too, actually, so shout out the long term. But all in all, I don't think it's the diamond, but I definitely think it's a gem. It's not too often that something like this happens, so that kind of mixed in perfectly with the long-term thesis I was already thinking about. So I decided to make an ad. We've only added NVO, as well as who was the other one? Pizza. Papa John's is here. So now didn't have to do much. We'll see where this changes and then go back to building cash. I still like all the names, like the UPS, Pepsi went up already, and there's a... Tell them, Josh, tell them. Yeah, Intel woke up a little bit, and the SPY and crypto. And yeah, I want to rant about the long term. So yeah, the UNH too, and yeah, you could zoom out, but like, this is the problem that I have with a lot of communication, is that you guys aren't wrong, but we need to focus on how to think and then how to execute. So the thing I've been saying with UNH, I think we've made it very clear about the value. You guys remember me telling you how many employees they have? I was right away. I was doing a lot of analysis. I brought in a lot of evidence to show you guys. And I told you how many times I liked it. But then I also told you why I didn't like it. So the point is, just think and act off of that. And like, the thing I don't like is people thinking later or acting and deciding later on some of these situations. So it's like, yeah, you could always zoom out and it'll look like a deal or not, but the question is, why didn't you take it when you knew about it, had the info? Like, what's your plan? And if you're not following through with the plan, that is what I think is very harmful. And that's what I'm saying, is that I see a lot of you guys quick to encourage late decisions rather than encouraging, and I like how one of you said it. You said you should have just bought it 20% ago, because that was the reality of it. The only reason why the stock is up right now is because a rich guy bought it. So, but then that also could be a catalyst. But the whole idea is that healthcare, you got to have your time frame and understand that. But just make your decisions quick. We did this with Pepsi. We saw this in April. So if you're following a plan and not being dictated by price movements, you're going to be fine. But if you're only looking and chasing the prices, I mean, it in a weird way, it does remind me of Colt's sister. Again, my sister didn't want to make the account. She's known me for a long time, but she's known what I've done. But it wasn't until like the crazy hype at the highs, prices go up, people want to get involved. And she did all of that. And that's why I'm saying it's like, she quit too when buying high prices. Right when they come down, you're probably gonna quit as well. It's not an easy thing. Here, let me log into it. But the rant that I wanted to give you is what I put on the video. And this is why I'm saying, like, when you focus just once a month, you make it a simple plan and you stick with a plan because you're holding it for like 10 years, oh man, it's one of the absolute best things in the world. And then you're going to avoid the downside. And really what I'm talking about is just hope in a plan. And the problem that I have, like, this is why I know I sound a certain way, but I'm going to keep sounding a certain way because I want to make sure people get a long term. And quite frankly, it's quite bothering that people are getting talked out of a great opportunity. And I don't like the bullshit. Okay? And this is why I hope you realize I'm speaking hope. And what I'm trying to tell you all is very simply, you have an opportunity to start your long term right now. And even if the world is telling you everything's expensive, all-time highs, that is a lie. The index is at all-time highs, but not every name on the stock market. There's a lot of good names. And this is why I'm saying, bro, you got to lock in and buy it when it's cheap. And you don't need to get the bottom, but there's like a very foolish activity about paying 30% more 1 week later for no reason. And that's what I'm saying, is that you guys are quick to point out, oh, we'll zoom out, oh, Buffett didn't buy the bottom. And I agree with you guys, but at the same time, that still doesn't justify saying no to 30% lower prices. I can't go over the names because I do them at least like once every week or two. You just don't watch the watch list, brother. So just go watch the watch list. You don't need to ask me. You just got to pay attention, like I've been saying. So, but the whole point I'm trying to tell y'all, you're going to get more hope if you pay attention. And that's it. I could only imagine if my sister really sold out when she wanted to and then waited till things settled, you know what I'm saying? You would be buying everything 30% higher. And that's just not smart. You don't need to do all that. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, it's so avoidable to be in a bad position, and you can make sure that you are optimistic about the future if you just go slow, think ahead for 10 years, and go little by little. That's it. But I'm really thinking hope, man, because there's a big difference, and this is what I'm noticing, is that there's a lot of people now, it's the same people. That's what's sad about it. The same people who got worried and either backed out at the beginning of the year or wanted to wait. Now it's been 6 months. What do you think they're saying? I've dealt with this a lot. I have the same people and people like my sister who wanted to exit their 401ks and their long-terms at the low in April. What do you think they're saying now about investing today? I have this. I got real emails. I have real conversations. It's crazy. What do you think they're saying now? Let's see. Yes, that they're behind. More specifically, there's something very, now it's very ironic how it's happening. Because their same people are like, nah, we should leave, we shouldn't invest 401k. 6 months later now, they still don't want to invest. Why? You don't get it? Yep, it's too high. It's such a trap, you guys. Do you see it? Same thing that they do with houses. And that's why too, bro, all of you guys who like even tweet me like house propaganda, I can't lie, I judge you. I view you as susceptible to propaganda. Cuz some of you guys promote this shit too. It's real estate and stocks, it's all fucking, it's crazy. It's self-fulfilling. You see what I'm saying? They take the current situation in the moment and then they freak out about it to say I'm not going to do it, and or I want to run away, or I can't afford a house, so I'll never be able to do it. And then even if it was affordable, even if there was an opportunity, if it ends up turning good down the line, that same logic gives them the exit to say, oh, well, it's too high now. So even if the house was cheap right now, and you said for whatever reason you choose not to get it, down the line, you're gonna justify your choice by saying, oh, it's too expensive. Same thing with the stocks, and that's what I don't like to see. And then SPY's coming down. But yeah, man, we need more hope, and you need to plan ahead. And just remember, oh, UBS, decent pop. Again, UBS had a pop the other day, and then it faded, or I think it was a downside one. So be careful, but that thing is moving. It's not 1 or 3% yet, but nice little pop. Still in the red. And then everything else in the index is going down. Meanwhile, Intel coming up. Need more home. Amen. But that's what I'm saying, man. Just stick with it. You don't have to go for the overpriced stuff and play this game, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the game everybody, it's a certain part of society keeps playing this game. Where just like a circle of keep saying, well, no, I can't do it. And then when you really can't, then you're going to use that as your justification. But like I'm saying, there's cheap stuff out there. All right, UBS, that's another 0.5%. The options are a little tweaky. That chain is kind of like Budweiser. So UBS doesn't really move too much, but that is looking good. It went 39.50 to 39.70 though. So that move looks massive, but that's only 20 cents. DraftKings. Yum. Oh, is it? Oh my gosh, it is European close. What? Dude, all right, well, Euro close. Google's even moving down, and Microsoft, so we might hit a low. That's crazy. It didn't feel like that, man. Yeah, it felt like 7:30. Well, shit, man, Monday is flying by. We got 2 hours in already. So yeah, do your push-ups. Stand up, chest to the sun, flex the core, tuck the hips in. Move thy body, brother. Move thy body. Ow, I'm doing the toe workout. Bro, you know what I learned this weekend? My ankle is really tight. XLF on the high. Interesting. But yeah, high-low ticker is still pretty active. Get your push-ups in. You have been here for 2.5 hours. Crocs. That one's popping now too. So again, that's another clothing name with a big run. That one's a little bigger. It's only 0.5% for now. They don't even have that good of an option chain either. Yeah, that whole chain is tweaky. But yeah, Crocs getting volume and moving. Domo. All right. Let's get it popping. Do we have any propaganda? I need to go to the wall. I'm back at my normal setup. So that's good. Last week was rough, bro.
Officially returned to the chamber today, nearly 1 year after he lost re-election to Republican Bernie Moreno. He will run against Senator John Husted, who was appointed by Ohio's governor to fill that seat vacated by J.D. Vance when he became vice president. And a Canadian regulator deemed the strike by Air Canada by 10,000 flight attendants illegal today. The Canada Industrial Regulations Board ordered the flight attendants to return to the job after they ignored an earlier order to resume duties and submit to arbitration. The strike is now in its third day and has so far impacted roughly 130,000 travelers. Carl?
Bertha, that is a tough one. Thank you, Bertha Coombs, this morning. Coming up next, Moody's chief economist Mark Zandi warning that recession risks are uncomfortably high. We'll get into some of the indicators he's watching when Money Movers comes right back.
Crypto Watch is sponsored by Crypto.com. Crypto.com is America's premier crypto platform.
Advertise the crypto to you. They wanted you to really hear that. Fly on the high, and then you have Crocs still going. Whew. I'll do these non-wall stretches until the propaganda comes back. But yeah, Google and all the other big tech is coming down.
Kim, what's your take on the export tax that this administration wants to slap on NVIDIA and AMD? Because if you look at these things through the national security lens, and that makes sense, that deal would seem like we're willing to sell some national security at a certain level.
Well, we always are. We're capitalists here. And, none of this is new. I've been in the world of software, and you had to go through some pretty strict rules to be able to sell your software outside of the US. And you could get a thumbs down for many reasons, not all that were explained to you necessarily. So none of this is new. So I'm not really sure that this is really selling the top jewels to China through AMD and NVIDIA's kind of B, not A products, but B or C products. So that's one thing. The other thing is, quite honestly, if there's a will, there's a way. I'm sure that a lot of the top-rated chips, the Blackwell chips, are finding their way into China, and in not direct routes, we'll just call it. So let's try to control what we can control. And I think that's a good way to go for not just chips, but software as well.
But as an investor, do you have to watch out for the next company that has to promise a share of its revenue to the, I guess, to the White House, but really to the American taxpayer, right, in order to do business overseas?
Sure, well, it does seem like that is the trend here. But the good news is that these chips aren't, they are in demand, and the price is what the price is. So 15% higher doesn't seem like it's a huge barrier to anyone that really wants these chips. The Blackwell chips are a lot more expensive than the chips that we are offering up. So, and they'd rather have those, right? But I don't think it's a huge barrier because the companies are probably going to pass that price along.
In order to avoid much higher prices for chips here in the U.S., big companies like Apple can make, as President Trump told us, investments in the U.S. and get a carve-out. What does that mean for smaller companies that are historically also very important to the development of technology in America?
Sure. Well, I think they have to pay attention to that, right? Right now we're talking about hardware, but software is a whole different category. Oddly enough, Synopsys was forced to guarantee that China can access all of its chip software development tools in perpetuity to allow this Ansys deal that went on. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. Ansys is a small Pittsburgh company, and but those small companies can be mighty. And I think that everybody that is entering this area as a new company, or the
Welcome
ones
back to
that are
Money
here
Movers.
are going to
Jackson
have
Hole,
to
of
pay
course,
attention
in focus this
to
week as investors
now
look for any
being the
indication of the
focus
Fed's
the
next move.
government. And it is what it is, and it's just another barrier. It's pretty much the same as any regulation that comes your way.
Kim, great talking with you. Love your intel on this. Really helpful, I think, to viewers. Kim Forrest there is the CIO of Boca Capital Partners. Coming up, former President Joe Biden, you see here, test driving Ford's electric F-150, the Lightning, way back in 2021. But sales of EV pickup trucks still haven't picked up much with U.S. consumers. We'll talk about why and where American car makers stand in the EV competition with China. This is Bloomberg Tech.
I thought he did it again. All right. Hopefully you moved around. That's it, man. Welcome to Monday. You got Bitcoin on the high. Dude, we've already, today's already flown by. SPY going straight up. Whoop. 8:34, 4 minutes ago, I see some Israel headlines. I don't think they're important, but got a nice little pop there. Bonds are pretty much washed. They've caught up to where the yen was at in the morning. But not bad. Yeah, was it a Citron tweet? I think it was. Oh, I need a towel, actually. Damn it. All right, hold on. Towel's not under my desk, bro. I need my lift. Please hold.
Right. So 2 questions. Is a negative print part of your base case anytime in the next, by the end of the year? And where do you think break-evens are right now?
Yeah, I think break even, so that's the rate of monthly job growth consistent with stable unemployment. That's probably around 25, 50K, somewhere in there, and that's kind of sort of where it feels like underlying job growth is now, abstracting from the vagaries of the data and measurement issues, that kind of thing. But if the probability of a negative print, a negative number is pretty high. I think it's going to be difficult not to see some negative numbers here. And historically, it's a negative payroll employment. That is when the National Bureau of Economic Research, the folks that date business cycles, date recessions. Once that we go negative, that month that employment goes negative, that's the month when recession begins. Now, of course, you have to see a string of negative numbers. I mean, a recession is a persistent decline in economic activity. So it's not just 1 or 2 months, which seems very likely. We'll need something more than that to get a recession. But that number is going to be key to deciding when recession begins here in the next few months.
Can you explain, just technically speaking, how some of the immigration policy may be masking some of the underlying employment weaknesses?
All right, yeah, but you didn't miss much. We didn't get anything. It just kind of been the reverse of Friday. Friday people were anticipating, later in the day, they're like, okay, we might get a peace deal. And then now, a lot of this morning was the opposite. We still haven't heard from Zelensky and Ukraine, and we're going to. But other than that, no real headlines. You get a little bit of data this week, and then, yeah, we're chilling. Morning. Yeah, you saw. I remember the Biden in the electric F-150. That's why I was like, did he do it again? But yeah, he was talking about in 2021. Yeah, Homer, you're a fast little sucker. You got room. You got fast. Oh, look at Intel. What the fuck? Is that real? Oh no, it's fake. Fuck. Okay, I got 4 million shares. I said that's real. Texas Attorney General investigates Meta and character AI for misleading children with deceptive AI-generated mental health services. Oh no. that just came out.
I had to be silent. I'm doing the foot workout. I thought I could do it while talking, but then I had to really focus. And here we are. Okay, good. We do one more. We didn't hear about cannabis, but eventually, again, Trump was leading in that. In the next few weeks, you're going to hear about cannabis. You're going to hear about some of the other like drug approvals, like the pharma tariffs and all that. And then we'll see if we hear about Intel. Because remember, the Intel stuff is not fully confirmed yet. So that's part of it. In the long term, I just do individual companies. We were going to start a ETF account at the lows of this year, but it wouldn't fill my order. But I'm not opposed to it. It fits in with our long-term strategy. You just got to understand what you're doing with it and then identify your goals. So if you want more safety, you can't put in the same time, and you want more safety, then yeah, it'll take longer, but the SPY would work perfectly. So I don't like buying things at all-time highs, though. That's why the one time I was going to show an example was this year, and it was when the SPY was down 30%. So I have a live video of it. I tried to buy the S&P. We were going to make a new long-term account, but then I didn't have enough cash. And it wouldn't let me buy fractional. So, yeah, we ended up buying individuals instead. Think he sold all of his SPY? No, I doubt that. He doesn't have a reason to. So again, Buffett's really real about the whole 10-year plan. Well, then again, though, we did watch him buy and sell Ulta within 1 quarter, but I don't think that was him. I think it was one of the homies. Buying a fractional? Well, it just depends. I don't really care about like how much the share is, you know. That situation, I just wanted to buy the S&P to make the portfolio, but I just didn't have enough money. So, but other than that, you could get fractionals wherever, but like the real lesson is share size doesn't matter. I mean, one of our best plays in the small account was Meta, 700% on a stock. We only bought 2 shares on the small account because that's all we could afford, but yeah, it worked. So you don't need, I don't really care about how many shares I get. Just in that scenario, we just didn't have enough. Yeah, you sold out of Ulta right away. That's why that was like last year. Had that like pop and then it came down and did all that. But yeah, no more Buffett on Ulta. That was a while ago. ARM on the high. Berk B. Yeah, if you want it. I mean, I don't think I'd buy Berk B. It's at all-time highs, but
I like the holdings. I like all of it. The idea, Berkshire buys value. They do a lot of what we do, just with a different twist, and they've been around longer. But yeah, I like it, but just not at all-time highs. I really think you guys know exactly what I'm gonna buy this year, with everything. But it's not gonna be a name that's at like a really, really crazy price, which sucks. I mean, down the line, we'll get into buying some of the names that are really, really up there, but for now and how we're building, I think there's such a good opportunity in everything else. So yeah, I'm probably going to be buying the value, not the names that, every year hit a new high, more or less. Oh yeah, he did flip something. I know he was getting out of Bank of America. It wasn't Apple. I don't know what it was. But yeah, something else. He had a very short holding time. Duolingo, I keep seeing that SPY just not move, bro. SPT. Is the steepest the yield curve's been since mid-July. Oh, was it TSM or TMSI? I think the TSM. Sounds familiar. Yeah, I think Pepsi was the best one this year. But I like UPS. I even like NVO still. Target before it kind of went up 10%. But there's a lot of names. A lot of good ones. And right now, like, again, you guys understood this more when the market was, like, kind of going slow. And then the more and more it hits highs, everybody's like, I want to buy high. So, but you'll see. Eventually, it'll come back. And there will be a harvest one day. And, you'll see what you planted. That's kind of the best way to look at it. So, stick with the 10-year plan, baby. Stick with the 10-year plan. Toll Brothers, again, there's been a lot of home building activity. What am I waiting for on UPS? Well, we're at this point now, cash and then other opportunities. So by the time UPS would come down, other names would start to come down, and then other names would become more attractive. And then the other thing per that company, UPS, I want clarity on the dividend, because their payout ratio is extremely high and it's not sustainable. So other than that, I think the company will be here for 10 years and all of that. But anytime I was getting ready to buy it, just other deals would pop up, and I'd end up going with those. Like I said, there's more names out. There's more deals than I could buy. So if you insist on buying all-time highs, that is a personal choice. And like I'm saying, I want you guys to stay alive, be hopeful, and, plan ahead for 10 years. And then again, you don't have to force anything. Maybe you don't want a value name, and then you want something better. But you just got to wait till the right price and hopefully have a strategy where your money is still able to work for you as these opportunities start to come to you. Reddit's going down? I thought it was going up. Hit that 52-week high. Oh, no way. It flipped, yeah. And then UNH and healthcare is still doing decent, but healthcare ETF is about to flip. And then, what's the other one? Intel was climbing. Bobo is just staying chill. Even the whole SPY, man. The other Mondays were a little bit more exciting, but yeah, this Monday, not this much. And then we do have Jackson Hole. So that'll be fun. What time is it? It's 9 o'clock, 8:51. So it's still kind of early. I have added to a stock that was up. I think we had this talk last week. But yeah, Abivi. And technically Intel. That was the one. And so Abivi we bought because we ran out of other names and everything was up. And then Intel, I already told you guys many times, like 2026, and then just government getting involved just sped that up. But yeah, I have. Are you promoting a coffee or are you saying some weird shit? Either way, I don't like it. I don't know what that means. So yeah. I think Jackson Hole is definitely keeping people like this. And I mean, last week was pretty insane. Not only did you have like the 13 Fs and all of that, but you know, leading into the peace and the war and all that kind of got people moving around. So yeah, I think that mixed in with Jackson Hole kind of causing this hesitation. But Powell is an event. Whatever he says is probably going to be the like leading tone for the SEP, or it'll give him an option to pivot in the next month or so. But yeah, it's going to be absolutely critical, I would say. Canada youth unemployment highest since 1998. Oh no, the Canadians. OIH. Oh wow. Oil. Last year I mentioned that Jackson Hole has nothing to do with monkeypox. Wow. Well, that's good. That's accurate. I don't know. I feel like I haven't heard monkeypox in a long time either. So, yeah, I think I could still stand by that. I don't really remember that, but yeah. Glad it checks out. Yeah, I think everyone forgot about monkeypox. It's a good time. It actually wasn't a good time, but there were some interesting things in the last couple years. I felt like we went through a lot of interesting and fun things, to say the least. Riot on the high, that's kind of taken off. Oh no, it just has 5 different tickers. Yeah, bro. Remember last week, every day, Monday was big, every day was huge, and then Friday was slow, and now we're starting off with today being slow. It's there? Why are you explaining it, bro? I gave you an opportunity to not get banned. He said, nah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take the bait and go with it. Womp, womp. Macy's. That's been going up all day, I feel like. And it looks like the meeting for Jackson, it's on, wow, I think it starts Wednesday or Thursday. And then I don't think you hear Powell till like end of the week. So, yeah, it just depends. It is your fault, Tim. You got him. He got banned because of you. Both of you failed to pick up on the warning. So that's good, man. That's good. That's why, too, some of you guys, well, you may not get banned, but you are setting people up to get banned. So don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Yeah, Apple and Microsoft, these are the weird ones today. Microsoft looks like a manipulated currency. But other than that, man, this was now it's really not moving compared to the last couple days. So we've actually been here for just under 3 hours now. So here we are. Oh, I forgot about that. The protesters. It's a good time. Okay, Crocs. It's doing it again, bro. Just big volume and popping it. I hate that option chain. The option chain is absolutely terrible. But yeah, the thing is popping again. I had it up on the other one, and then it's hitting up the high-low ticker. But yeah, that keeps moving. Bomb squad investigating suspicious package at Times Square. Hot dog. So SBET, now Team, and then again, Crocs has had this pop a couple of times. It changes sucks. But yeah, that's all you. And then Atlassian, who else was it? TTD? Yeah, Powell probably end up working for PIMCO. But he might retire too, though, because he's literally like the most famous Fed chair. Like in terms of popularity, so I don't know. I think he's going to have a lot of eyes on him. But then again, I feel like he likes working. He still kind of has a lot of energy. Yeah, SPY's not moving because there's probably like 200-300 names that are really moving today. But then the Mag 7 is kind of half up, half down by pretty big margins. And then that's kind of leaving you right here in the middle while a bunch of stuff moves. But yeah, the high-low ticker, it's not as if it's dry. Like, you definitely have stuff. Yeah, it is to the digital era, yeah. He was just the first Fed chair to ever be, like, memed, essentially. But, like, per the numbers, statistically, he's the most popular Fed chair to ever be alive, or to ever live. No one's ever talked about a Fed chair as much as Jerome Powell. Like, he has pictures and memes with, like, millions of views, and you just can't say the same for anybody else. But again, the era he came up in, COVID, memes, internet, it just so happened to be his era. Bitcoin's going up. Bitcoin, IBIT, the Ethereum treasury plays, a lot of different ones are moving. On to ONTO 1.5 is decent, but has to stay. I have heard a lot of Kathy Woods lately. Yeah, well, this is her time. What do you mean? Russell going up, money on the sidelines, a new army of retail investors who were 16 a couple years ago, now 18 with an options account. She got to make the rounds, bro. She got to make their. She like, you know about innovation? Y'all know about EV innovation? I'm here to tell. I'm like, no, Kathy. Just get a long term, save 10%, stop buying the hype. Bro, you know how many people I know got, you know how many people fucking got a Weeble 401k and just started putting in fucking 20 different ARCs? I had a friend who didn't listen to me back in the day. I was like, bro, he was like, I'm putting my 401k into one of the ARC funds. And I was like, please don't do that. I was like, please don't do that. And I don't know where he's at right now with that one. But yeah, it didn't work. Did not work. Constellation. So see if Bud, because Bud keeps climbing up actually. So Bud's not moving like news, but it didn't stay down, and then now you got Constellation flushing. What is it? Confident discussions would be stable, more cooperative India and China. Some comment there. Yeah, and then Constellation on the low. Everyone seems certain about rate cuts. I think you're gonna get it. I just think the part no one's talking about, I've brought it up, it's the rate path. Just remember, we got a rate cut a year ago by 100 basis points, and then they stopped. That's the problem, because usually when the Fed starts, they keep going, but not this time. And that's why, like, I think the real reality check is you might get your 1 or 2 rate cuts this year, and you will get them. Or maybe they happen a little later, worst case scenario, but I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is people are going to be like, okay, we want more, and we want it here, here, here at this many times. And then we get the first cut, and then they play the game of they don't move, they're still uncertain. We might just be repeating this whole process all over again. So ironically, though, everyone's forgot about the rate path. Everyone's talking about whether or not it happens and how much, but you know, we want the path of how do we get down to 2? How long will it take? What will need to happen? Is this the first cut in many, or is this the first cut in a wait and see approach? And depending on that will change almost everything. So yeah, that's the rate cut path is something I would start getting your eyes on, because again, it is crucial. Yeah, we cut, and then we cut 100 basis point and then paused. We don't really do that, no. You usually, once you cut, you keep cutting. Or once you raise, you keep raising until you're done. That's why I'm like, that's why they got so weird. That's why rates went up after the first cut and a lot of other things, because that could happen. So if they're going to give you your 2 cuts, your 50 basis points, but they haven't guaranteed anything else. And that's where the market is going to start, you know, getting the real effect in like playing out, because it's, yeah, you'll get your cut and then everyone's going to move on, and then they're going to look ahead, and then they'll say, well, what's next? And then, well, how do we get this? Okay, are we going to have low enough rates to refinance real estate? Is it going to stay lower? Can we expect more? And then those questions and answers, that will drive the next set. MSTR coming up, and Toyota. Yeah, and you guys are calling Tesla again, Constellation. Tesla got a stick right there, actually. So that one's going up. Hi! He said hello. I do. Kava 40 highs. A little popper. And Yum. I feel like a lot of food plays today. Even Sweet Greens. Who's the other one? Chipotle. There was one more we saw. Oh, pizza. I just wanted to look at that. You wanted Burry, Lulu? You were considering them? Well, if you considered it last week, it would have been optimal. Anything that, but if it's already ran up, I mean, the question I'm asking people is why didn't you have that thought prior? So we had it on UNH. That's why we said you got to either take it or not, and all these other ones. But so if you were considering it, like, it would have been a lot more optimal before Burry, because Burry considered it 3 months ago. That's what you guys got to realize. So none of this happened in 24 hours. So your thoughts may have changed in 24 hours based on what they did up to 3 months ago. So that's why I'm saying I would have the decision, and hopefully you considered it there. But after the fact, I think the late thought comes with a fee. Oh yeah, we haven't had a 3% down day. Actually, you're starting to break that record a little bit more, or go well above the average. SPY's kind of getting a candle, so is bonds though. But see if we get some follow through. Yeah, Russell's 0.36. Every other index is down just under a quarter. Equal weight has not moved. Nothing's moving, even though the high tickers are pretty active. Again, there's at least like 300 names up, but yeah, you're not really doing anything. His average 237. So yeah, like I'm saying though, I would have this discussion earlier. I don't want to have it now. And we've already talked about Lulu. So unfortunately, I just think some of you guys are getting influenced very easily by just random investors. So even though Michael Burry is pretty elite, like I'm saying, why are we having this talk today? We should have had this talk earlier, and we did. So do what you need to with it, but at this point, I mean, what are we saying? So go back to it and make your choice, but you don't need to discuss with me about it. Riot again. HLN. All right, bro. This is gonna be it's gonna be a slow one until it's not. That's how it felt on Friday, though, or what was it, Thursday when we got Intel? I remember that one being a very slow day, and then right there at the bell, it started to pick up. And then SPY is moving up. First time at VWAP in probably like 45 minutes. And then again, now which one else? Bank of America. That was the only one that I see going up. Yeah, well, we saw, I put up Lulu earlier in the morning. It started running with one of the other ones. It was Lulu, Nike. Nike's at the high. There's one more. So yeah, and then Chipotle too. These have came up already, both today and in the past. Nike announced first NFL Crocs. Oh, is that what it was? Yeah, Crocs was the other one. We saw that going up, but that chain was horrendous. NYPD avoid area, Manhattan. So that's real. Yeah, they're saying the police, or there might be a bomb thing. So my average is on Intel is on the watch list, brother. That's why I take the time to put that video and post it everywhere, not to give you it right now. So unfortunately, we will have to go back and find it. I'll give you time to do that. DNA. I saw this 4 times. What was the other one? There's another biotech that kept running alongside it. Teen prodigy Kyron leaves SpaceX for Citadel? Oh man. Japan agreed to $500 billion investment under U.S. tariff deal and shipbuilding. See, if HII goes up, that could be fresh, or I don't know if that might be from last week. It kind of moved, but the opposite way. And then Google's on the low. You hit VWAP, then coming back down. Oh, I forgot about that. There was that explosion in New York last week. Mm-hmm. $2.37 a share. Nice. So you just watch me ban the other dude for the info and then you post it? Come on, bro. It makes me like you less, not more. Not more, if for any of you wondering. That's why. I have respect for the people who watch the videos and are attentive. I have nothing else for anybody else. So thank you. You guys are terrible on Monday. Monday and Fridays, we have the highest ban numbers. I actually have for full data confirming it. Y'all get the weekend. I think too much weekend. Too much. I enjoyed my weekend though, man. So that's why we gotta get to work on Monday. Uber again. Federal Trade Commission sues Total Tickets owner for evading Ticketmaster purchase limits on Taylor Swift Eras tour. Wow. Prosecuting Taylor Swift stuff. Which is worse, Monday or Friday? Friday. Friday is really... Last Friday wasn't bad, but you still have a lot. No, you had a lot on Friday. Compare it. Because some days, bro, we'll only ban like 3 people. 3 to 5. The lowest is like 2 or 3 in a day. But then, yeah, Fridays and Mondays, terrible. Uber, again, whatever that is. It's only 1%. Am I playing any earnings this week? Give me $1,000 and I'll tell you. Otherwise, I don't give that info out anymore. So, lock in. You got earnings, though. You have Walmart, Target, and HT. If you want to make a decision, you got to make it on your own. That's what I'm trying to encourage. Like I'm saying, I want you guys to think, and I want you to learn how to execute on it. Whether it's stocks, long-term investment, short-term. You know the info. You know the schedule. You gotta start moving in it and stop waiting for people. Because you don't need anybody. That's how I've done it. So I hope it encourages you. I know I'm a little bit of an asshole, but I'm sure that's what my sister said in April, but it helped. So like I'm saying, just lock in, bro. lock in. You don't need anybody on the internet to tell you. You take the info, there's strategies, and you could go about it, or you chill. And if you don't feel that, yeah, if you can't independently come to an accurate thought about it, just chill. And again, focus on a broader, bigger plan, and hopefully you're executing that as well too. European leaders arrive. Are they there? I have. Oh, shit. They got like the flags and the walking. I have the feet up. I just didn't look. Tesla's still going. Yeah, just this.
I'm getting totally screwed here, so.
You are?
There, I was totally screwed.
Someone's getting totally screwed.
I'm gonna see if they'll let me go. Over here.
Getting totally screwed here. So totally screwed. Can't be able to grind down there.
You just told me no. They just told me no.
This lady. Why do I love this, bro? This lady is just sitting here just complaining. She's like, they told me no! It's a reporter. She's loud. I can kind of hear her. Tesla still.
Ready, two. Ready, face. We're gonna cover for the gym. Wait for the gym. Yeah. That's Italy. Italy's next.
Italy's next. Damn, they bringing out the whole fucking Europe? The whole EU?
I'm just telling you.
It's Italy next.
Oh, right.
Sure. No problem. No problem. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. We'll also have everything for you guys.
You're okay.
We good? We good? Okay? Are we okay right now?
We're low enough.
As long as you guys are low.
Yeah. Thank you.
India Modi chairs high-level meeting of next-generation reforms. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom while this is. You're probably not gonna get anything out of this. Everyone's just paying attention though. But remember, as everyone started arriving on Friday, like the market kind of like pauses a little bit. It just depends on how many like eyeballs and attention it gets. So I'll be right back. I was like, where did the sirens go? It was making me feel at home a little bit. Why did they? What happened? I got Italy representation right now. It's actually really relaxing without the sirens. You know, I thought DC was like a. I thought it was a wasteland. They were telling me, so the sirens kind of made sense until I'm like, it's kind of calm. I would just stretch again, honestly. It's already 9:30. I was doing some toe workouts. I'm about to stand up and move a little bit more. You're relaxed.
I don't know yet. I'm gonna sleep on this one.
Oh, you went there for last
No, I was still between you guys.
Isn't it? I think there's a new Hunger Games coming out. I'm not even making a joke. It's chill now, bro. Cut the sirens. But again, I think it's probably gonna. You guys know the vibe, right? It's gonna be at like 3 p.m. where you'll probably hear anything.
Ready, doors. Ready, pop. Ready, open. Ready, close. Ready, shut. Yep. Ready, two. Ready, fish. Finland is next. Yes. Do they have a photographer?
Do they have a photographer? I don't know if that's Maloney, but I do know that Elon definitely made an AI bot version of Maloney already, though. So I don't know if she's here right now, but I know Elon got an AI version of her somewhere. So that's all I can confirm. Hey, Elon, you're corny. Thought I'd throw that out there. Oh, turn back. Intel. Trump admin said to discuss taking a 10% stake. Oh, yeah. All right, we're getting another Intel rumor. This time, 10% of the fucking company, bro. That's $9 billion. That's $10 billion. That's massive. All right, let's see if we can get one. Okay, 10%. Newsmax settles Dominion. Honestly, oh, it's coming down. Oh. Wait, converting Intel's chip acts great. It's the same thing as last time. Ah. Let me turn this off. So they're saying the same thing. Remember that last headline on Friday? So they're saying they're going to turn some of the CHIPS Act grant into equity. So I think the algos don't like that because it's only... it would be like less than 5 billion or 1 billion at this point, but they just said 10% of the company. So that would be, in my calculations, about $9 billion. So yeah, this is the same thing. I think it's good though. Wait till Trump says it, but I think Intel is still being victimized for the most part. But yeah, it's all related to, it's no longer a grant, it's a stake. Yeah, but it's still not enough though. That's why I'm kind of looking at the market take it down. That's what they remember on Friday. We saw the same exact headline. I think it was right here. So same exact price actually too. But there's not enough CHIPS Act money to make up 10% of Intel. Yeah. No, they're supposed to be getting like 1 to 5 billion. And then remember they pulled most of it. And then I think there was only like $1 or $2 billion left. So it'll probably be 8 billion cash or 7 billion and whatever. And then the rest. But wait till Trump says it. We need the full confirmation. Remember, even from when we bought it till now, everything has still been like speculation. So this is showing you the details of it. That's like what we were talking about. Depending on the details, that's what's going to determine everything. So like I'm saying, if it's only 1 or 2, if all of the money's from the CHIPS Act, then that would be bad. But I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think there's enough. So, but if it is all CHIPS Act money, that's not good. But if it's new money, that's how you're going to benefit off of it. Yeah, most of it was... Remember, Intel pulled it. Go look at Intel's filings beginning of this year. Remember, first earnings, I think, with Liputan, they said they pulled forward or they used like 1 or 2 billion. It was in between November and January when Trump got in. Yeah, I think it is. Well, like I'm telling you, the same thing happened on the algo on Friday, but it all depends. Because if it's only CHIPS Act money, then this sucks. This isn't a good deal. If there's only CHIPS Act money and then it's the same money that's already been earmarked, who gives a fuck? But again, if he takes a 10% stake, just do the fucking math. It's that's gonna be like $9-10 billion. So that's why it just depends where that money is coming from, or whether it's new money or old money, more or less. You should get Intel puts, but just don't tell me. Don't tell anybody. Call or put. Do whatever you would like. But again, as I've been telling people, you need to make your mind up and stop trying to discuss it to get attention. Thank you. Yeah, they already took the money. That's what I'm saying. I wonder how it's going to play out. But that's what's causing these. And then again, Intel is Intel. Zelensky will wear a military-style suit. What is that? He says he's ready for new security architecture. Roblo on the high. He's buying do shit. Like I told you guys from the beginning, Intel, the confirmation is the next headline. So all of this right now, you should either be positioning or go home. Call, put, whatever the fuck you want. But at the end of the day, once we get the real like announcement, that's going to be the next driver. It's either going to get rocketed down back to 18 or 19 like I told you, or that's it. It's gone. So that's right now you're in the positioning process. I would make your mind up, but you already know what's going on. Right now you're just waiting for the confirmation. And that confirmation is either going to be better or worse. Digital camo. So literally Intel just came back to its low off of that.
Yeah, I just went off that, I'm assuming. I have no other answer, unfortunately.
Oh wait, I had the wrong video up. I got me. I was like, wait a minute, why does that look like me? Okay, market's coming down right now. Again, Brazil Lula making comments. I think the sirens are all like the motorcades bringing them in. Okay, but Spy, like, you've done this a couple times, but once again, you are drilling into the low.
Okay, copy on that. All right, cool. Gotcha. Thank you, Jesse. Thanks for the call. Nice.
You want to try your one?
Hey, Brandon.
Okay, Spy really picking up.
Brandon. All right, so we are set to receive.
Okay, you're actually about to hit a new low right now. And then now it's being led by Apple. It doesn't help with Intel.
Oh, Google. Excellent. Excellent. That's great. Thank you.
No.
Hey, Brandon, sorry about that. Brandon? 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 Brandon?
What are you saying?
Reddit?
You saying Reddit? Is he saying Reddit? We have our own bird noises too. Wolf on the low. I think Intel, you guys got to make up your mind. That's it. It's just, the more you talk about it with the lack of patience. It's been 3 days, you guys. But I'm done with it. I made my choice. Time for you to make yours. Good luck. Hello. Another Marriott bond, bro. Another big ass bond offering. What is it? Yeah. So they took 1.3 billion in 2024, and then another 1 billion, and then they said it may be returned to them in cash. So now $1 billion or $2 billion would be equity. The market's still not pricing in $8 billion. Make up your fucking mind. And again, it's either $18 or to the moon, like we said on Friday. So just make it up. But the more you're going to talk yourself in or out of it if you haven't made your mind up yet. So that way I would just decide and don't look at it again. Otherwise, you'll get mad if you talk yourself in or out of it at a later stage. But like I'm saying, I think everything's tracking. I'm not outside, no, but they are. You bought 5 Intel? Well, you're not supposed to tell us. Now you have to buy another membership. So. Okay, the cheap one already went up past the price. Watch that one. If I sent it out, watch that one or watch that one for Thursday. Those are actually surprisingly up. It's like Squid Game today. So where do you think that comment lands you? Woo!
Hey, Brandon. Yeah, make sure that they're clear. Hold at the gate.
Russia opposes any scenarios that envisage deployment of NATO in Ukraine. Yeah, bro, that bird, it sounds like they talking to whales. That's not a real bird, bro. That's sonar. You know, me and these birds go way back. You heard, right? Fucking sonar ass birds. What the fuck? Look at now, they just stop. Bitch, I speak Morse code. Yeah, bro, they won't bring the premiums down. Little fuckers. They got everybody emotional, but they won't even bring the premium down, motherfucker.
Ready, doors.
Ready, doors. Ready, long term. 10%. Mr. Macron. How are you?
Ready, close. Ready, shut. Ready, face. Happy video game. Thank you.
Okay, SPY's still flushing. I mean, again, you have... It's kind of going to do the reverse here of Intel, if you'll see it, but I don't know what it was. You had the Intel thing come out, so maybe you heard something else, but other than that, yeah, we started dumping, broadly speaking, too, other chips and other stuff, and then now nothing's happened here. It's probably going to happen at like 3 o'clock, so get ready, though. You should do a push-up. We're going to move into Philo. I called out a play. I didn't call it out loud, but it's an Intel play. Just long story short, premiums aren't going down, emotions are high. So here and now or end of next week, think about it. But then again, too, that's on the short-term speculation. Maybe I shouldn't tell you that because you guys are already confused about the plan. Where'd the audio go? Why did they cut it out? Unless Zelensky's about to pull up at the door. But yeah, you just flushed into the new low now, so if we actually do start moving, you might get most of your activity there.
Good job.
I was just so happy when they got air conditioning. I remember when they didn't have air conditioning.
What do you say he's happy about? All right. How did they? That's why I think everyone's getting confused on. But like I'm saying, it doesn't matter. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. It doesn't matter how much we talk about it or not. Because I'm either going to be really right about stuff or I'm going to also be wrong about stuff. That doesn't matter. What matters right now is positioning. That's it. Because we already fucked up by buying it a little late. I wanted to buy it before it ran up. Believe me. It was already on my mind. That's why I bought it right away. So you just got to position. Like I'm telling you, the range is going to be in between $18 and $25, and then the real move happens when it's there. Right now, everyone's going to argue and get confused about the details. Whether it's chips, that's why it's, a little bit down right now, because I think people think it's going to be a shitty deal, where it will be like the CHIPS Act, where that didn't do anything. So that's all. Like I'm telling you, there's a lot of unknown, and we don't know, and we're gonna get a confirmation eventually. But this is not the moment to point, and because some of us are gonna be really right and really wrong. And like I'm saying, this is the time to position. Do you guys understand what the fuck I am saying? That's it. You either position to the upside, because if it goes down, you can make a lot of money. If it goes up, you can make a lot of money. Whatever happens. That, or even then, positioning if you think it already had the front run and it'll stay. But at this point, I think it's either a lot higher or a lot lower. So it's not about anything of what I think it'll go to. Do you see how I'm trying to make this so fucking clear? And I think a lot of you are bringing in a lot of emotions. You just have a very big piece of news at a stock near book fucking value. I could use the F word more to get your attention, but I don't think it's working. But it's like, dude, this is the time to position up or down. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what you think about it or not. You got something brewing right now, and you need to position for it, or you're going to watch. And if you want to watch, there's nothing wrong with that. But it is, like I'm saying, this is the positioning moment. While everyone's arguing, looking at it back and forth, if it didn't, I don't like the front run on it, but it still leaves you in quite a nice range. So yeah, like I'm saying, at this point, I have ideas. Some of us have other ideas. Or some of us are going to be really right or wrong. Remember that. And that's okay. No one, everybody moves on anyways. I'm just trying to tell you, this is positioning time. You want to position or not, or make up your mind not to. Because like I'm telling you, all of the positioning I did into this week, we may have bought the long term a little late. All of those options are still up 300 to 500%. Still to this day after that move. Do you not understand? So Like, it's all positioning right now. Everybody is looking ahead. You could look for today, you could look on the short term, but you position. That's it. Or you choose not to. My spidey senses, you guys are pissing my spidey senses off with these dumbass questions all day. That's what my spidey senses are telling me. People are gonna miss it because they're late, and they keep going back, whether it's Intel, whether it's every UNH, all of, because again, we killed it last week too, bro. I made a ridiculous amount of money on all of this positioning. I made a ridiculous amount. You have no idea how much money I made on Friday. It was stupid. That's why, and you couldn't even tell. But all of you, like I said, even go check the open interest on some of those UNHs, and it was all Chad. So there was good things to do. But like I'm telling you, bro, it's just like positioning. Take advantage of these opportunities early. You guys have the shot. You have the opportunity. But if you follow the emotional narratives or what everyone's telling you, it's forcing you guys to miss it. So yeah, my spidey senses are telling me there's positioning opportunity. Fireworks are going to go off and people are still going to be late. So yeah, don't be late. Position and decide up or down. Like I'm saying, I'm going to be wrong eventually. You could monetize that, but if you're late. Do you guys not realize that? Even the motherfuckers who want to fade me, my guy, you better position at the right time. It's timing. Why are they doing that? Who is this fucking late man? Who is this lady? Is this Zelensky? I'm so confused. Just buy calls 2 weeks out? No, you're banned too. That's what I'm saying. Do you not notice how everybody's just trying to tell you what they have and pump it on you? And all I'm telling you is explaining the opportunity, the facts, the good and bad. I'm telling you how it's a good deal, how it's a bad deal. And I'm just telling you, in this window before the confirmation, you want to position up or down. That's it. Or do nothing. That's how you do it, guys. You don't have to overthink about it. You don't need to add as many words. You don't need to, that's all. That's all. But think for yourself and think on your own and look at the situation, look how it's developing, and make your mind up. But the longer you wait, the more likely you're going to get influenced or you're going to get a worse price. That's just the reality. It is philo time. I have it set up. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. He is. He said he's wearing a military style suit. Wear a suit, bro. All right. So, Chad, time to go to philo. Today's flown by. Like, the timing-wise. A lot of bans today, though. So, we have banned about 16 people, and we have 15 new members. So, I don't like it. I banned a lot of people on Friday. I'm not playing this game no more, Chad. So, if we ban 15 people at any other point moving forward, I will be raising the membership price. Yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, we're making these changes. I'm gonna raise the standard to the fucking moon, you guys. You're either gonna be a top performer or you're gonna hate me. And again, a lot of you get mad at me and you've said, just stop watching then, please. Just let's call it a day. I don't know why you guys are still here on it, and if you don't like it and are not gonna get with it, I feel you, bro. Trust me, I'm not trying to force it upon you. We're just closing the gate, man. So, yeah, if we can't get it together, guys, I'm just going to add more barriers. We're going to make more barriers. Next one, all membership prices are going to go up. Because again, even with the Chad, you see how slow the Chad moves now. It moves way slower than before. But brother, we're still getting everything within minutes, within seconds. We're not missing much. You guys have held a lot over my head, and quite frankly, I've removed it all, and nothing has changed except for the better. So we gotta make this. We gotta choose. The gate is closing, baby. The gate is closing. So get in or get out. But at this point, we got the standard is gonna be. You thought it was hard? Oh man. Because again, some of you are rising to it, and that's why I'm seeing more polar opposites. But I'm gonna push y'all to the top. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Oh, but you are destined for the top, Chatadonia. You are destined. So I will see you at Philo. Is that the right video? I hope it is. I think it is. I think it is. Yeah. Okay. I'll see you there. So God bless you. Have a good day. If you want to hear the Jesus talk, come. If not, don't. Yeah, like I'm saying, bro, just time to depart. It's only gonna get harder from here, brothers. But that's a good thing. I get excited by it. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So God bless you. Have a good one. And peace. Oh, it should take you there, I think.